Typically, people don't put microphones in front of me.
Now. Yeah.
Like it's not. It's a rare occurrence.
No, just me.
I want to clap too.
Welcome to the Dangerous, Stupid, Irresponsible, Foolish podcast. Finally,
cheers.
David Leisch, folks. What are you doing here, bro?
Well,
I mean, you were just in California yesterday.
So, I was in California. I woke up in California. I had shorts on. I had sandals on.
You still have shorts on.
I still have shorts on.
Do you own pants?
I do own long pants. A few pairs of long pants.
Do you ever wear them?
I don't like long pants.
Okay.
And if it's long pants with a combination of closed-toed shoes and socks, it's hard for me. It's difficult, but so I woke up.
You gotta get in there.
Okay, so I woke up.
Oh,
what was that? Well,
fuck, we gotta redo that.
Yeah, I'm stoked to be back.
Yeah, you gotta get in there.
I have to be that close.
I mean, you gotta move the mic to you.
Oh,
okay?
I'm like,
you gotta.
Oh, like Whitney Houston.
Yeah,
like, okay.
Full on Whitney.
Okay, I got you. I'll be here.
Bodyguard shit.
Okay, I'm ready.
Cool.
I'm doing a good job.
You're doing so much better.
Typically, people don't put microphones in front of me.
Now. Yeah,
like it's not. It's a rare.
We're recording now, and then I can edit.
You like drop it down.
Yeah.
Okay. Beep. Just practicing.
There's gonna be a lot of that.
I'm just practicing. No, I'm gonna make it through the whole thing without using any profane words.
Bullshit.
Fuck that.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Glad I got that out of the way.
Okay. You had a question for me.
Yeah. What are you doing here? How did this happen?
I typically like to winter in Montrose, Colorado.
Montrose,
or Montucky, if you will. And I just decided that I would come here for the weekend.
Okay.
And we could celebrate all things van.
I love vans.
And we could exchange some fluids in our vans.
Yes.
And so I came here to do some.
This is really starting off well.
So I came here so basically that we could do some work on my van,
right?
And that we could make some videos of working on vans because no one's ever done that before.
Right. It's original, all original,
super original.
Oil changes,
other fluids.
Yes.
Yeah. So I figured I would just drive here because 985 miles.
Yeah, for an oil change, no big deal.
I got to stay at a Cracker Barrel, which is a thing.
Yes.
The food's not very good. I didn't eat there, but it's very bland. But I stayed at a Cracker Barrel.
St. George,
Utah.
Okay.
So I cracker docked is what they call it. And it was me, and I rolled in there, and it was glorious. I slept in my van. I have a van. Like we do van things sometimes,
yes.
And I slept in the Cracker Barrel parking lot.
Yep.
And then I drove here. And typical of me leaving where I live, showing up someplace that has actual seasons, I'm standing at a Maverick gas station in shorts and flip-flops, freezing my ass off with regular normal people that live there.
Yes.
Like they were like, where did this person come from? And I'm like, California. And I may come here and stay here and then ruin your state. No, I'm like, I will come and ruin your state.
I'm already turning this down on his channel.
You told me to speak into the microphone.
Well, yeah. Speak normally.
I am.
Dave normal. Hold on. Let me go another notch down.
Tim, I'm very quiet. My voice doesn't carry.
Do you think most folks watching this know who you are?
Are people watching this?
Well, they will be. You got to talk. You got
to. Maybe. No. I would assume no.
Really?
Yeah, I would assume no.
Okay.
I would assume no.
I've got a lot of people that are like, God damn, when are you going to have Dave on the show? So I'm just saying.
Okay. I'm just saying. Yeah. So Tim and I, for the people that don't know, work in the same industry. So that's how we know each other. We're co-workers, but thrice removed. Yeah, sort of.
Yeah, like third cousins.
You buy things from me, I sell things to you. And then
right,
you sell them to other people.
I sell things to you.
Yeah, and then I buy things from you. It's weird.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's how I wound up
and
here.
mostly we just party a lot throughout the summer.
And we spend a lot of weekends together.
I party hard until 8 o'clock.
8-ish. 8:30. I mean, here's the deal.
Dave tends to close it out a little later.
I will say that you on my arrival, did stay up until 11 p.m.
I rallied, dude.
You did rally.
I rallied.
And then I think you had to sleep in the next day. I think you slept in this morning.
I did.
We got a late start.
Yeah. Late.
It was late-ish.
Bro, you were calling me at 7. Like, it's Saturday.
It's a day that
calling
ends in
me
one.
from downstairs. Like, you could
I was right
you could have
downstairs.
gone and got burritos.
So for the people that don't know, this is Tim's office is a first floor walk-up apartment. If it were in New York, it'd rent for what, $7,600 a month.
Yeah.
It'd be a co-op, maybe.
Yeah.
We'd have
Yeah.
a board. You know, you might not make it.
Definitely would.
And then you go down the stairs here. You go past a vintage Mercedes, a 1959.
Mm-hmm.
And then also a lowered Puff Daddy, like Biggie Small style, lowered with gold rims, tinted windows.
Baller as fuck.
Baller AF. We took it to get burritos this
Yes.
morning, Mercedes. You go past some big machines that make noises and make little things out of metal. Then you go in the shop.
Right.
And there's caution tape on the floor to
I
tell
put that
you
down for you.
to where to not walk.
Oh, yeah.
So let me tell you a story about Tim. So Tim built this shop, and his living quarters
What?
are...
Are you just going to tell everybody that I live at the shop? What? Yeah.
Yeah, I am, actually.
Okay, cool.
Okay,
That's-
so Tim
yeah.
has... It's separate, but equal, and it's above the shop, his apartment. He has a spacious office suite, and then he has an office in a house. Beautiful home.
Yes.
Adjacent to his shop so he doesn't have to commute, so he can work more hours.
Yes.
Like on Saturdays, like today.
Yeah.
What time did you put down the wrench today? This evening? 8?
Well,
15-ish?
we started grilling steaks at
8-ish.
8-ish.
8:15.
Well,
Eight,
yeah, potatoes and steaks at
Yeah.
8
Yeah,
o'clock.
because the wrench was in your hand.
That's fine.
Because you had to work.
Actually, I didn't put down tools until we actually ate because
Well,
I had
grilling,
snap-on
those are
tongs,
tongs.
and yeah, it's a
Those
whole
are
thing.
grilling tongs. Those aren't Harbor Freight tongs. Those are...
Yeah, no,
You're paying how many weekly payments? $12 a month?
I don't do that.
yeah,
I
you
don't,
know, you
I
actually
don't
pay
fuck
for
with
your
that. I
Snap-on
pay for
too.
my snap-on as we go.
They let you do that?
Yeah, he doesn't like it, but I do it.
He starts
He's like, you want to
twitching.
do the, and I'm like, no, it's cash.
You're like, I actually don't get paychecks, so I can't give you part of my weekly paycheck. 'Cause
Sorry.
I don't compensate myself.
Yeah,
Yeah.
There's that.
That's sad. So I don't remember where we're going, and I probably never will, but
Yeah.
we went, what were we doing? Oh, Tim had just built the shop. It's beautiful. It's brand new. It's van specific. It's probably the nicest van specific shop in the country.
I like that you said probably because other people are like, this is the nicest shop in the country, and then they're like,
I haven't seen them all.
except for some, I'm sure.
I haven't seen them all.
Yeah.
Have I seen
There you
every
go.
van shop in
Plausible
the
deniability.
country?
No,
I haven't
you
seen them all.
Have you?
I don't know. No, I haven't seen them all. So this is the nicest one I've seen.
Thank
I
you.
think.
Thank
you know? But it's new. That's the whole point. It's brand new. And
No, it's a year old, dude.
that's
This is
new.
old news.
That's
This
new.
is
That's
built
new.
in 23.
Oh, 23?
Yeah, way back in 23.
Post-pandemic, but still.
Yeah.
Okay. So Tim has these floors, and they're very special floors.
Oh, we're
to
gonna
him.
bring that up.
I am absolutely going to
Wow.
bring the floors up. So they're very special floors. They're epoxy floors.
Yeah.
And that's like a special rich mechanic thing that mechanics dream of, having their own epoxy floors. It's like regular people dream of having a Birkin bag or a Tesla or a sleeve tattoo or whatever.
All I want is epoxy floors.
Yeah, that's
I
all
just
I wanted.
wanted shiny, nice
That's all I
epoxy
wanted.
floors. That's
Yeah.
it. Is that
Some
too much
people
to
want
ask
a
for?
career,
Is it
a skill,
No,
a
I don't need
personality.
any of that shit.
No.
I just want shiny
want
gray
these
floors.
shiny floors.
Shiny gray floors.
They're gray and they're shiny.
And they're beautiful.
And they are
Well,
beautiful.
they were.
They were. And so here's what happened with these floors. He's going through the process of paying for all this work to get this shop done. And it was late at night because Tim tends to work late. And he called me and he's like, I'm so effing pissed. I'm so mad right now. I'm not very happy.
Do I call you like that often?
I mean, you're typically working. I usually turn the ringer off.
No, but I mean like to tell you I'm pissed. That's unusual.
Oh, pissed? Like just
Right.
No,
Yeah,
no,
no.
it's rare. It's rare.
Yeah, yeah. That's what
It
I'm
doesn't
saying.
happen that often. But you were like pissed.
Yeah, that's
Like-
what I'm saying. You answered the phone, and
Like
then I started
someone
talking, and
clubbed
you were
your
like,
baby
you were
seal
like,
pissed.
oh,
Right.
okay,
Oh, yeah.
This
like
is
that. You were pissed.
right.
So I'm like, what happened? And then he sent me this photo. And remember when we landed on the moon? Right?
Yeah.
In the 60s or whenever
Right.
that was, whatever.
You were in college, I think. Yeah.
Maybe second term.
Okay.
Yeah. And they had the little thing with the footprints, and that was like a big deal. Tim sent me a photo that was similar to that,
Yes.
but it was his gray epoxy concrete floor that
Yeah.
was $40 million or whatever it was, with some footprints. And he's trying to figure out who could have walked through 15 entrances and ran the gauntlet and did the whole thing.
No. There was fucking caution tape.
A lot of caution tape.
Blocking the doorway that they went under.
They ducked the rope. It's like the New York thing when the subway where you just jump right over.
Yeah.
Anyway, so the floor was repaired.
Mm-hmm.
And then just a couple days ago, someone that works here welded over the floor. And it's not a welding floor. It's not good for welding. It's more good for like shining. You shine it, you mop it, you look at it.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a welding.
It.
You admire it.
You think about how much money you spent on it.
You think about how much that is a month for the next 30 years of your life.
my life, yeah. Mm-hmm.
You think of the things you should not drop on it.
Yes.
And then you think about maybe not welding on that floor. Some people weld on that floor.
I'm really glad we could just, rip
wanted
that scab off right now.
I just wanted to
Cool.
I just wanted to let people know that if you do ever come to Adrenaline Vans in beautiful Montrose, Colorado,
yeah,
please don't weld on the floor and don't mess with the floor. Just don't mess with the floor.
Don't even look at it.
Don't drive your van in here covered in mud. So I drove here and I'm like, I'm going to be a good customer. And just a pro tip to all the people that are civilians and you guys don't know.
Right.
When you show up to your mechanic and your van or car is dirty as hell because you drove 1,000 miles through mag chloride and snowstorms and off-road dirt things, the mechanics actually don't like that. They don't think it's a challenge to find the fastener and through the mud.
Right.
I thought I did a good job. I went to the car wash up the street
Mm-hmm.
and was washing the car. And then they're like, we're going to replace the pump. And I kind of rushed through it. And I really
kind of rushed.
I suck at washing cars, dude. Let's be honest. You've seen it before.
I've seen it.
Like I try, and I'm just not good at washing cars. Like I've done it. I'm spraying it. I'm doing like my dad was telling me how I did all of that, and I just suck at washing cars.
I feel like
not good at it.
If we're gonna go to the car wash before a show or something, like you have to take an adult with you.
I need a supervisor.
Okay, so like you can spray the sprayer thingy, but give somebody else the brush because you're gonna miss the door panel.
What's the brush for at the car wash?
What's the brush for? That's what puts the scratches in your paint. You know, the swirly marks and stuff? Yeah. So
I just did the thing that said rinse. I just want to rinse it off.
Yeah.
And I don't want to use spot-free rinse. That's what I do, car wash. But I washed the car and then I came here and I was absolutely shamed and scolded in front of regular people.
I mean, as you should be. I had paying customers in the shop at the time, and you rocked up with this dirty van, and I'm like,
dirty as hell because he spent
the customer. Here's the deal: the customer's been here a bunch. He knows the drill. You pay for a wash. You pay for services. You also pay for a wash.
I just roll in,
and the wash is not that optional. It's not. I mean, it is for the customer, but it's also for me. It's for the techs. It's for the shop. There's a reason the shop is this clean. So this customer knew the deal, and he walked outside.
Mm-hmm. I'm aware.
And looked at your van, and then walked back in and kind of waved me down. And he was like, "Do we need to move my van out for that to come in?
Like that dirty ass van?
That dirty van?" And yeah.
And you know what happened?
I heard about it.
I just drove it in there, and then I slept in it as well. And you're not supposed to do that, and I did that last night. Sorry. My dirty van in your shop. I'm a horrible person.
Maybe next time you could bring some pets.
You know what I would like to bring? I was thinking, I love pets. We have a dog at home.
Mm-hmm.
It's cute. It's French. I'm not going to go in details and shame the poor dog. He's a very nice dog.
Mm-hmm.
He's a good dog. He would not be welcome here because this is a pet-free zone, and the reason why is some employees have allergies, and it's difficult to clean. And there's been people that have been in the waiting room and in the past have not liked dogs or cats and have been uncomfortable and then they can't wait there or whatever.
Sure.
So I brought a dirty van but no dog. So which is better? What would you rather have? You have to have one, a dirty van or a dog. And my dog's a little rabid and a little bit like, tweaky, and then also happens to eat couches. So which would you rather have, a dirty van or that dog?
Take the dirty van because
take the van.
I can wash it.
You have control over that. You can wash it.
Yeah.
I chose not to wash it, and I kind of chose not to wash it to just annoy you. I wanted to start off.
You washed it.
I did wash it. I just did a bad job, and I was like, Tim's gonna think that it's funny that I suck at washing vans, and I just did a shit job on purpose.
It was pretty funny.
I thought it was funny. And then I drove through the mud patch on the way to your shop.
Yeah.
That's not my fault. I didn't make that mud patch.
You were supposed to get here earlier when it was still frozen or something.
I was at the Cracker Barrel. Cracker knocking. When you're there, it's restful. I slept in. It was next to the freeway. You know, like
what kind of amenities does the Cracker Barrel offer to van people?
Well, so they have a little sign that says RV parking, and I identified as an RV in that set of circumstances.
Okay.
And I went over there, and I parked, and I tried to park as far away from anyone else as possible. There were a couple of people that were like Ford Explorers with a bunch of crap tied on the top. That's not an RV.
Good.
That's not an RV.
No.
That's like a temporary unhoused person's vehicle, and that's fine. I just didn't want to park right next to them and mess up their thing, right? So I parked kind of in the back 9, and I woke up in the morning, and they had a little garbage can. You know, they have little garbage cans out there, and then they have the Cracker Barrel.
Did you go to the gift shop and peruse?
I did. I know that you're supposed to purchase things and patronize the
It's like
Cracker Barrel.
Yeah, it's like Harvest Host. You're supposed to go buy something, at least breakfast.
I wanted to buy breakfast, but what I really needed to do is get in my van and drive 8 hours to here so that I could stop in Fruita, Colorado.
Oh, yeah.
And pick up a pizza, which I did.
Which that pretty much redeemed you from the whole car wash debacle.
I showed up with a pizza that I imported.
Hot tomato pizza.
And hot tomato pizza, I'm not a huge pizza. Like, I don't care about pizza. Like, as long as it's not Bojo's. Bojo's sucks. That's this thick stuff in Idaho Springs that you have to put honey on to make it taste good. It's horrible. Hot tomato pizza is good.
It's really good.
It's really good. So we ate hot tomato pizza. Remember when we went off-road and we did the Rim Rocker Trail?
So we did Van Wild, Rim Rocker,
Yes.
back to hot tomato.
Yes. And
that was baller pizza.
It was baller pizza. And, like, let's not kid ourselves. We were off-road for 4 days, and we ate well compared to regular people.
No, we did. Like
we had real
steaks
stuff.
or fajitas. Or
we have people that, like, are professional, live in their van people with us.
Yeah.
And they have, like, knives with, like, fancy. We have, like, shoe knives and stuff because we don't screw around.
I had plastic silverware.
I have a Keurig, you know? K-cups, baby. It's like a French press for working people.
Poor people.
It's like a French press for environmentalists.
Okay.
Because, you know, for every
K-cup. But you're throwing away the pod. But they plant a tree.
Every K-cup that they sell, they plant a tree.
That's bullshit.
That is true shit.
How? How do you know?
Because I made it up. Did you go look at the forest? No, I made it up.
Did you go look at the forest they planted?
I made it up at a van show when some lady was giving me mad shit for having a Keurig.
You're like, yeah, but for every...
I'm like, but it's the coolest.
Listen,
hey,
it's
lady.
Fine.
You know
every one you buy, they plant a tree. It's
not
look it
even
up.
really
it's a real
plastic.
thing.
It's not plastic.
It's biodegradable.
It's basically like little things that birds can eat.
Yeah.
You know, birds eat these little things. It's like little bird crackers, but they burp, burp, and make it a thing. And little did you know, for every K-cup they sell, they plant a tree. And this woman, I hope she's not watching, was like, what do you mean? And I'm like,
was she at a van show?
At a van show.
So there's a chance she's going to see this. Amazing.
I lied to you. But so she was like, what do you mean? And I'm like, oh, no. Okay, so everybody knows you throw them away and you think it's single use. And it really kind of is, except for the birds can eat it.
The birds die afterwards.
It's not like the straws with the turtles.
No, it's the can holder thing that the turtles get stuck in.
I mean, I don't know.
I mean, I'm curious.
How many turtles are in
curious.
Montrose?
Who do the straws hurt?
The turtles.
How?
They eat the straw and then they choke.
Oh.
Like it's a thing. That's why you know the paper straws, how you put them in a drink and the drink tastes like crap because it's got a wet.
We don't have paper straws in Montucky.
Okay. So when the socialists come here with their paper straws and they screw up the McDonald's over there by the burrito joint that we went to for breakfast today, which was exceptional.
Donnie G's, baby.
Donnie G's did good. Yeah. It's great.
It's great.
It's great. And they're not tight with the hot sauce like in California where they're like, you only get one.
25. You're like, lots of hot sauce. The guy was like shoveling them in.
I want 47 red hot sauces and a vessel to put them in, and that's the burrito. Right? Yeah. It's not like Chipoopy where the food is horrible and they don't even have hot sauce.
No.
Chipoopy's gross. Do you guys have Chipoopy here? No. It's Colorado. You have Qdoba, which is, what's that?
It's second tier to Chipoopy.
And Donnie G's crushes them both.
It does. And it's half the price.
And those people are very nice. Like very
friendly.
It's rad. Good parking. I feel like we were in and out of there. They don't have coffee though. Pro tip: if you come to Montucky
but
and
you get your burrito, and then you go to McDonald's.
We didn't go to
right
McDonald's.
across the street.
We didn't go to McDonald's.
Yeah, but I had coffee here. So
I will tell
I
you
had
that
a K-Cup, and I wanted to plant trees and save the world. So here we are.
Yeah,
That's
so
what we did.
that's the thing with the K-Cups. It's not true at all. It's a complete bullshit story that I made up, and the lady believed it, and it brought me great joy. I was so happy that she really believed me because I know that she went home and she had some dinner party or she spent the night at some VRBO or whatever people she went to Palm Springs and her friend was like, we can't make the coffee. It's going to ruin the environment. And she's like, no, babe, it's fine. And they were on like a little girlfriend weekend or whatever.
They plant tree. Now there's like
they plant a tree.
300
They
people
plant a tree. Let's get
believing that
more.
they're planting trees.
Let's
Yeah.
get more. Like they're reforesting all
Is
of Brazil.
K-Cup cutting you a check for the marketing?
For the lie? Yeah, I wish.
Yeah.
I wish. I should have. I mean, like honestly, if that really worked, if I had a strong following, like we have a friend whose first name starts with a T.
Yep.
And ends with a Allen.
Yeah.
And let's say that guy went with the K-Cup lie, right? Like Korik. Hey, could you make a couple?
With I've got a lot of footage of our friend. Okay. And with the powers of AI today, we could
Photoshop the cup.
I mean, dude,
And
everything,
he's doing the
whole
coffee
deal,
thing
his
in his
voice.
little thing. Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah,
The
actually,
little
he just
camera.
released it. Did you see the video where you don't watch videos of your friends? That's
I don't
fine.
watch videos of my friends.
I don't either, but
I mean, I get enough of them.
but he said that there's multiple accounts out there that were using his face or his voice, one of the two. No, they were using him, and they like had some bullshit product that he was holding or something and promoting,
Like the
and
ShamWow, the talent size
but
ShamWow.
wait, there's more, right?
Yeah,
with talent,
but it's not him.
And it wasn't him. Yeah,
They just poached his whole thing?
Yeah, whole deep fake thing.
I like that.
Talon Side endorses this thing, and it's like a piece of
And
shit.
it's like a can opener.
It's something terrible, and he's like, I don't even own these things. Like,
I don't open cans. I have people for that.
yeah,
I'm down. He should really get into that. Like, I think there's a future there.
Embrace it.
Like, you could do a lot of things. He's like, I embrace my Swatch watch. I mean,
Swatch watch.
Swatch is the thing. So we went to the mall.
No, he doesn't have a Swatch. He rocks a Rolly, dude.
Yeah, whatever. That's like a rich person Swatch.
Okay.
So the Swatch, you remember Swatch,
No.
right? You don't know about Swatch watches?
No.
Okay, because I'm old and you're not.
True.
You're old adjacent or
Easy.
Old curious. I'm fucking old. Like old.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're at the mall.
Okay.
And it's like a fancy pants mall, like where my wife and kid, they're fancy.
You live in La Jolla.
I don't live in La Jolla, bro.
Where the fuck do you live?
I live in North County, San Diego. Like I live in North County, San Diego.
La Jolla.
No, La Jolla is not actually North County, and I don't live there.
Encinitas, Carlsbad.
We live in Carlsbad, but we used to live in Cardiff, but it got all blown out, and we had to move. And then we lived in Telluride, right down the street.
Yeah.
Which is like kind of the bedroom community where the workers for Montrose live. You live. So you live in Telluride because it's affordable. It's in the middle of fucking nowhere, dude.
Cheap housing.
Honestly, it's like an old shit mining town. Like, who would want to live there? No one would want to live there.
Here's the deal. Telluride's a lot like Ouray. It's a really pretty place during the day. And then about 2:30 hits and the sun goes away.
Yeah, it's in a
and you're in a closet. Mm-hmm. It's dark. It's cold.
And the thing is, it's like at the end of a cul-de-sac, right?
It really is.
And it's a beautiful cul-de-sac, right? Mm-hmm. That's why it's just affordable to live there.
Yeah.
Like, it's too far from Denver. You can't have a real job. You just live there.
It's good. It's good entry-level housing.
Dude,
for getting your toes wet in the
falling apart old mining houses. It's mostly what it is, right?
For $3 million.
Maybe $6 million. But the point is, then you drive, and you come to Montrose, and you get the gravy jobs like at Adrenaline Vans.
Right.
And you're like, bro, I'm making
That's where you make the real money.
That's where the real money is made, because you're working. You got a little wrench in your hand, and you're fixing vans and stuff, or you're selling van parts. Right. Or you're doing whatever it is you do up here. Watching TV, I think.
Mostly I hang out on the casting couch.
Napping?
Yeah.
A lot of napping.
Lots of napping.
You need a lot of coffee to get you going. That's the K-Cups come in. One tree.
Yeah.
You could do 18 of those a day. So let's talk about you and your van that you flipped over on its side.
Well,
I'm going to rip the Band-Aids because I just want to bring up the Band-Aids. So because I want to we have
This
a
is
marketing
okay.
thing.
Yeah,
We
the
have-
marketing thing. We talked
So
about
we have a
this last
marketing thing,
night.
and that's why it's not the top of my thought. And we're not going to go into details and ruin that, so you don't get poached at the thing.
Somebody else would try to do that.
Because it's a great fucking idea.
It is a
That's
great
why
idea.
it's a great idea. So Tim was driving his giant blue van, and it was stupid. It had all this junk on it, like all the stuff that we sell and make, and just there was a lot
dumb.
there. There was a lot there.
Yeah.
And Tim was driving, and it wasn't like a cool off-road situation. It was just a little bit of snow. Like, let's be honest, a narrow, snowy road, but
Mm-hmm.
it was whatever. And an accident happened. Accidents do happen. And Tim, you know how like all the people that drive Toyota 4Runners flop them over, mostly on Black Bear Pass. If you buy a 4Runner,
generally
you flop
Black
it
Bear
over on
Pass.
Black Bear Pass
Yeah,
because that's 4Runners like
that's the
they
spot
just
to
kind
do
of
it.
fall over, like the AT-AT walkers in Star Wars. You know, they kind of fall over. 4Runners.
Right.
You did that with your van, giant blue van, big stupid van, big. It was a big van, the biggest van they make.
Yeah, it was the biggest. Yeah.
And it flipped over on its side, and no
It
one
just-
was hurt.
Boop.
It just got tired and kind of quit.
Yeah, nap time.
Quit. It was like
Yeah.
it just whatever. Gravity took over. And then let's talk about something. And so this is, I hope someone listens to this because I think that this is great. So people in the van world are like into Facebook and the internet, and it's like a little thing. YouTube. And Tim's van fell over. Once everyone realized, but I think this dude didn't even wait to see if there was a carcass or not. Homeboy gets in. People are like, are you guys okay? What happened? Are you okay? There's a lot of that, right? People really genuinely are concerned.
Right.
Not this guy. And I don't know his name, and no one needs to know his
this
name.
guy. We're talking about the troll.
We're talking about the guy.
The guy.
So,
Yeah.
the guy, people are like, are you all right? Are you all right? Hey, bro, you can build another van. They assume Tim's poor because he's got a mullet, and, like he looks like he'd be poor.
I live in Montucky.
He lives in Montucky. What he can't afford to commute to some other place or whatever the deal is. If you work hard, you can get another van in 12 years or whatever they're saying.
Yeah.
But mostly people are like, thank God you're not hurt. That was really the main takeaway.
Yeah.
You can always get another van.
Hundreds of comments.
Are you-
God nobody was hurt.
Yeah.
Thank God everybody's okay.
Yeah.
Big pictures.
And
like
even
everybody's-
people like me that would normally say shitty things.
Yeah, you were like, are you all right?
Are you all right, bro? And I called you or whatever. I want to
Yeah.
make sure you're okay.
Yeah.
And then I want to say shitty things. But I
course.
certainly didn't go and say shitty things right away.
Right.
Not this guy. So will you share with your friends what this man's post said? Or woman's post. I don't know who it was.
A man.
A man.
So the exact verbiage, I think I have it saved
Yeah,
somewhere.
somewhere.
But it was just something along the lines of commenting on my post.
You should never do this.
Referring
I
to
can't
me.
believe you own a business.
Referring to me,
Right.
but basically, like, yeah, I can't believe this guy owns a business. I always
What an
thought,
asshat.
I always thought he was a clown or
Yeah.
a goof. I think he called me a goofball, which is
goober?
very
Maybe a goober?
very
Yeah,
offensive.
A goofball. Very offensive.
Weird.
Offends everyone equally.
I'm offended still.
I'm offended thinking that you're offended.
Yeah. So this goofball always struck me as, a
Clown.
a clown, whatever it was. And then at the end of this berating
Pretty.
post,
There was some content.
It was a couple sentences. He said, "Dangerous, stupid, irresponsible, foolish, adrenaline vans." Done. And he took that comment, copy pasted. There was obviously a lot of people in the industry,
Right.
who reposted my photo and were like, "Hey,
Right.
thank God everything's okay," or making fun of it or whatever.
Right.
And he went to every one of our vendors and posted that comment on their post of my van as well. And somebody told me, they're like, "Hey, dude, you see that comment?" And I was like, "What the hell?" And I'm
Right.
telling my girlfriend, and I'm like, "Dude, this is fucked up." Like, I was pissed off.
You
This was
were
like
pissed
a day afterwards. I was
Right.
pissed off.
You just crashed a $150,000 van. I mean,
Yeah,
I don't know. It's
it was
serious.
a lot of
It's a
money.
big
I had to
deal.
put a lot of time
Yeah.
into it. Yeah,
It was
big
blue
deal.
and giant.
Yeah, and massive.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, it was big.
And so I was pissed, and
You were.
she like kind of thought about it for a second. She's like, "That's a T-shirt,"
Yeah.
and I was like, "No," and she goes, "Yeah, that's a T-shirt."
Oh,
I was
yeah.
like, "Okay, all right, well,
You got to own it.
all right."
Right.
Yeah. So actually, we talked on the phone, I think the next day, and I was
Right.
like, hey, "How about this? What if we spun it this way?" And you were like, "Yeah, fuck yeah, you got to do
You
that.
have
You
to.
have to do that.
You have to.
You have to. You don't have a T-shirt made yet."
Where's the shirt? I
Yeah.
want a shirt.
So that's where it came from. That's where the name of
It
the
is-
show
it
came
works.
from, and we
It's
got
works.
patches
It
and the whole.
works.
It was great.
It works.
And after that, we did this stupid vinyl on the big big huge replacement van now. The Giga wagon.
So
yeah.
So
oh, that was also there's some credit for that. You got to tell him that story. For the inspiration for the vinyl.
Tim. Okay, so here's the deal. So vans at this point in time, after Tim flopped his big blue van over, were massively difficult to get. Mm-hmm. And Tim's van isn't like a regular, what seems big to normal people, but it's like there's a small one, there's a large, and then there's a grande, and then there's a venti,
a mucho grande,
yeah, or whatever they call it at Starbucks. I'm bougie, so we do Starbies, so it's venti. So he's got the super size van. Like it's like the regular one, plus it's got this thing, and then they weld this little butt on the back and make it even longer, and no one has them. You can't get them. So Tim gets this giant van. And Tim's like going through like, hey, we're going to do like gray with like, race car kind of shit, like motocross looking stuff or whatever. And you're just like, And then I think you maybe were like, what if you did something crazy? And then it just kind of snowballed in a conversation to just be as stupid as possible. I mean, like this van, I don't know if you can see it on the screen over there. I mean, here's the thing.
That's the other one.
It's a 24-foot long van that's 10 feet tall that is covered in neon craziness. But not only is it that, it's also these parts that are like off-roady parts, like the crap that we make and sell, which is nice stuff, but it's all black. Yeah. All of that is always black.
Yep.
There's no color. It's all black.
I fixed that for you. You're welcome.
His is like, hey, let's powder coat, which is fancy for painting. It's like kind of painting it, changing the color, whatever.
Right.
Hot pink. Let's have a hot pink ladder. And no one has a hot pink ladder because that's just stupid. He has a van with like 8 hot pink things. So he does it, and it's just completely outside of the norm of what someone has done in the van industry. And then Tim drives it to, we go to these shows called Adventure Van Expos. And they're like they're not little, they're trade shows for us, and customers come and look at all the stuff we make and all the stuff. And they're really cool. They're really cool. This year, I think we have 11. We're going to be gone a lot.
11?
I think maybe 12. He likes to sneak. Our friend Neil runs them, and he likes to sneak more in.
I don't think I'm going to go to all of those.
No one can go to all of them, but maybe you 12? Can go to. Yeah, well, it's only 12. It's only.
I was thinking 8 events.
What is it? It's only 20% of the year.
Oh, that's it.
That's 20% of your weekends.
Cool.
Like,
yeah,
it's no big deal.
Whatever.
I mean, you'll have more.
Nothing else I'd want to do.
You have 40 more. Like, whatever. So he drives it to the show that's kind of like the first one of the year.
Yeah, last year.
First year, spring, San Juan Capistrano.
It's kind of like the grand opening.
Yeah.
The family reunion.
And we all missed each other because we all, hadn't seen each other for 4 months.
Yep.
And so Tim drives the van to that show kind of last minute. And Neil, the promoter, kind of like doesn't really know where to put you. Because like all the booths are kind of laid out already. And you were kind of a last minute thing, let's be honest, right?
Yeah.
And so instead of saying, let's put this guy in the back 9, he puts him like, you have to walk past this giant neon mess of a van to go in there. Mm-hmm. And people are like, oh, that's real. Yeah, dude, that dude did that to his van. Okay. And then that kind of went with the whole thing. And that was last year for you.
That was last year.
There was a lot of that.
Yep.
That was only a year ago. Not even a year ago.
Wow.
That's like
9 months ago.
9 months ago.
Yeah.
You could have had a baby or something.
We did. We had another. Oh,
baby van. You had a little van. So you got
now I have a baby van.
So you got a Storyteller, right?
Stealth. It's stealthy. Look how stealthy that is.
Did it really start as a stealth?
It was a stealth.
So none of these vans are stealth, right?
It was one of their
demo vans
right. that they took to the shows. Right. And yeah, it had a few miles on it when I got it, but it was basically a brand new van. And
those are like
Evan used it for like 3 months or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
and all he did was eat kale in there and exercise.
Yeah, eat kale, drink way too much water,
those
and then
shakes out of
protein shakes,
lift weights and stuff.
Lift weights, and that was it. And then put on his tight T-shirt, and that's all he did in that thing. So it's fine. It was basically brand new.
Yeah, nothing you're ever gonna do in there, so it's good.
Yeah,
it's
good.
It's fine.
Yeah.
So those are cool vans. They're pretty premium vans, like top of the market vans.
It's nice.
And then instead of that van remaining stealth,
right. Well, here we go. Yeah.
That van is is grayish. It's gray on the base, and then like lightning bolts, essentially like Starsky and
Hutch, yeah,
in neon colors.
Yep.
Yeah, it's subtle.
Yeah, it blends in with the rest of the Storytellers.
Speaking of blending in, so we went to SEMA. SEMA's a show in Las Vegas, and it's an automotive aftermarket show where people show up with hot rods and monster trucks, and then like some vans and stuff. It's crazy. It's a thing.
Anything automotive, right?
It's a thing.
Yeah, it's wild.
It's like, hey, have you ever thought about making a giant white truck with 44-inch tires that are hot pink and chrome? There's 10 of those trucks there.
You should build it
and take it to SEMA. Because, Yep. So we go to SEMA, and last minute for that weekend, the hotel reservations are not very good. No. The pickings are slim. And so,
unless you have, what'd you spend?
Oh, hang on.
No, I'm just saying.
It's not what we spent. It's when we made those reservations. So we go to SEMA. I go with my friend Jason Vigil from Canyon Adventure Van.
Sell them out. That's great.
I'm going to straight selling them out right now.
Yeah,
I'm straight selling them out.
That's good.
So we booked rooms at the same time in the same hotel to make sure that when we went there, we could walk down. And once you're in Vegas, you never want to drive your car anywhere. You want to Uber.
Yep.
It's chaos. They're they were prepping for F1 Formula One.
Mm-hmm.
It was crazy. So Jason and I booked regular rooms at the Crockfords, which is there's a tower that's got a Hilton, a Crockfords, and some other hotel. Resorts World, it's called, which is a stupid name.
Crockfords,
which sounds like butter. It sounds like a fucking butter, like a butter thing or something.
Country Crockett or something.
Yeah, it sounds like the Cracker Barrel, right?
Yeah,
but it's a hotel.
Yeah, you put it on your bread.
Yeah. So we booked these rooms, and it looks okay, but everything looks okay on the internet. And it was not inexpensive, but it wasn't like expensive, right? It was like, okay, walking distance to the convention center or during the SEMA, it's gonna be expensive, but not expensive.
Yeah.
And we go there and we park our little vans in the parking lot. We walk in to check in, and they're like, "Oh, actually, you're at the wrong spot." And we're like at the counter, and there's like little shit. I mean, it's nice. Like, it's nice, right?
Yeah.
Like, okay. Oh, you have to go over here. And then the concierge person or whoever it is, a little person in the suit, walks us around and walks us through these doors that you have to use a key card to get in. And then we go to the other lobby. Like, we were at the regular civilian lobby, like the poor person lobby. And they walk us to the lobby.
The lobby.
And there's like just no line. And there's just two really friendly people.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, "You're my guy, I'm your guy." Like, we have our own person. And Jason and I are like, okay. Like, we thought we were in trouble because we're us, he's a little bit more grown up than I am, but you know what? He's older than I am too. But the point is, we go. We're checking in. Seems okay. The dudes are cool. The check-in people, whatever. We go. There's little elevators. For some reason, there's like a wing here and a wing there, and there's two different elevators because, they don't go to the wing. And I'm like, Jason got the baller room. Like, he somehow magically, because he used to live in Las Vegas in his youth, he probably knows someone and called in, and and I'm going to be in the poor thing above the kitchen.
Room. Yeah.
So we go up. The dude opens the door to this room.
Mm-hmm.
I walk in this room. I look over here. I'm like, dude, this is a really nice room. I can deal. It's a sofa bed. No big deal. Like, that's cool. It's got a view. It's got a little kitchen at like night. It's nice. And I see the sofa bed. I'm like, this is cool. I'll fold it out. I don't care. Right? Like, I'm cool. I don't care. I'm not going to bitch. I'm not going to bitch.
That's what $800 a night gets you, a sofa bed.
It wasn't even close to $800. It was like $400 a night. Maybe. It was not Vegas, whatever. And then the guy goes, "Yeah, no, I'll show you the bathroom and stuff." And I'm like, and then there's the bedroom. King size bed, full thing, big badass marble bathroom. And I'm like, this is not my room. I don't say anything, but I'm like, this is not my room because I know what I paid for.
Somebody made a mistake. Yeah,
you made a mistake and you screwed up. And the guy goes, "Okay, cool." And I'm like, okay. And I'm me. I have shorts. I don't even have long pants. Like, I'm like a scumbag.
Yeah.
So I'm in there. I'm like, okay, cool. I'll tip him because I'm not an asshole. I may be a scumbag, but I'm not an asshole. The minute that door closes, I'm calling Jason. He's like, "Dude, what's your room look like?" And I'm like, "I don't think it's the right room." He goes, "Is it like?" And I'm like, "Uh-huh." And he goes, "And then it's got." I'm like, "Okay." So apparently, because we booked ahead of time, and it doesn't sell or it sells or whatever the deal is, they change you from the regular room, and I'm poor and I don't do fancy things, so I don't know, to the entertainment suite.
That's what you got, wasn't?
It's like a $1,900 a night room. We both had them. We didn't even know what to do. Like, we're telling people to come upstairs. You want to come hang out?
Meanwhile,
now this is the reason that that was the segue to.
Okay, here we go.
Tim called me. He goes, I'm going to SEMA. I'm going to help my friend from Austria. In the thing. I'm going to be in there with the van. We just did this huge build. They built a van. They build a van that they have 2 days to build a 4-week-long build, and they get it done.
Yeah, we didn't sleep.
And he goes, my dad wants to go. Okay. Where should I stay? And I'm like, I don't know. I mean, we're staying here. And he looked and
I looked it up. It was like $875 a night or something.
One.
And I was like, yeah.
And he's like, I'm not doing that.
The way my bank account is set up.
And then it's like, we're looking and there are no hotels. And the bad hotels that are bad are really expensive. He goes, whatever. And I'm not ragging on this hotel. I'm sure it's fine. He goes, I'm going to stay at the Circus. Like, I'm not a big hotel guy. I don't go to Vegas. I don't really know. Doesn't sound that awesome, but whatever. And you're like, it's only $220 a night or something, right? Which seemed kind of expensive for what it was. It was over $200 a night.
Wasn't it?
Yeah, I think it was. But it was still the cheapest one anywhere near the convention center.
You
want to be near
absolutely the cheapest, yeah.
And your dad is, I don't know him that well, but he's kind of a conservative, reserved kind of guy.
He's 37-year cop.
Okay.
Retired cop.
He's a hard ass, kind of. Like, he's a tough dude.
Yeah.
Like, he's
smiles.
Not like... He doesn't
once
smile.
a year.
Laughs at Christmas laugh, gets it over with.
Yeah. And then we're done.
He's not the kind of guy that's going to be like, this is so fun. There's Vegas. I'm surrounded by crazy Vegas and low-end crazy Vegas.
Right, no.
Not his thing.
No.
And then Tim's like, I'm going to just stay in my van. So Tim stays in his van in the parking lot, which we all do everywhere we go all the time, and we're not supposed to, but we all do it.
Yep.
Now, bear in mind that this van's 10 feet tall, 20 feet long, and has neon pink Starsky and Hutch on one side and neon green on the other. He's in the Circus parking lot. Jason and I are in our entertainment suites on the 60th floor in our nice hotel, looking directly down in the Circus parking lot, seeing your van.
I get a text message, and it's like a grainy iPhone 3 photo. It's like all zoomed in.
It's like, Mike, I didn't have a special lens. I needed a
telescope.
How's
the camping in the back 40, bro?
I'm like, we're in an entertainment suite, dude. And
I'm like, look out your window. Can you see me flipping you off?
It was so bad, but it was fun. That was fun. We had fun in Vegas.
Vegas was fun. Yeah,
it's fun.
The show was good. The van was well received.
It's just Vegas. It's like you want to get out of there. It's not that awesome.
I hate Vegas, man. Honestly,
I don't mind going because I don't care, but it's not like the whole Vegas thing isn't that awesome.
Yeah,
it's not that awesome.
I used to race motorcycles in Vegas a couple times a year.
Yeah,
it was great.
Yeah,
and it was like we'd go to the track, we'd race. You'd go stay in a hotel, and you're like, "Get me the hell out of here. Let's just get back to the track."
Because it's Vegas, and you wore a leather suit all weekend.
Yeah,
which you can do in Vegas. They don't even care.
They
don't care.
So there's a lot of leather suits, slightly different leather.
Different leather, mostly all black leather.
Less padding.
Less fronts and backs. More chappy, a little more chappy than the motorcycle stuff.
Yeah,
which is okay. But yeah, so that's where we were.
Yeah, Vegas. That's what, November. There's like nothing until now. And as far as van industry stuff,
right?
It's like we don't see our friends, our van friends.
The last show is typically Halloweenish, November 1st.
Yep. And then there's SEMA, but nobody in the van space really goes except
we had a good crew. We had like 15 people this year.
Yeah.
So
except for the hardcore crew.
Yeah, you have people, and you go there, and then you go in April, and it starts in April.
Yeah, it kind of kicks off in April.
Yeah, and it's good. We just drive a lot. We sleep in a lot of vans.
There's so much driving.
A lot of driving.
Yeah, set up the booth, tear it down. It's like a circus. It's a circus at least once or twice a month. You're setting up the show.
I mean, we go to pretty cool places. Most of the places are pretty cool. Some aren't.
Yeah, we don't really experience the local stuff much.
No,
it's just at the whatever.
We go to the grocery store and stuff and buy gas.
Fairgrounds.
Firewood, 3 bundles required.
Minimum. Yeah, Dave's the firewood Nazi here. That was fun. I didn't participate in the fire, but
because you went to bed at 7.
8.
Okay, at 8:07. I get to say my 7.
I usually stay up later.
You've stayed up later the past couple days?
I'm a solid 8:30 guy. Yeah.
9. Crack at 9.
9.
Yeah, that was fun. But here's the thing with the firewood, and I know everyone thinks I'm an asshole, and I don't really care.
You were an asshole about it.
I wasn't an asshole, and here's why I
By
wasn't.
the way, I just want to let you know, I didn't buy shit for firewood. I didn't bring any firewood to that
Here's the
event.
deal. And the reason why there's a firewood rule is because people like you don't bring firewood.
Exactly.
And here's the thing. There's only so many BTUs in each little piece of wood.
Mm-hmm.
You have all the people there. You get some asshole. Like I have a friend who I won't name their name, is a dude that's like let's keep throwing logs in there all day. And you've got a goddamn bonfire and you can't even, that's why I don't have long pants. You can't, it's too hot. It's too hot. So the thing with the firewood is this. If someone goes to the trouble of renting a difficult to source and find group campsite for the night after the last day of those van shows, so that we all don't have to just get in a car and drive home and sleep in a Cracker Barrel parking lot, and you invite kind of like, a group of people, to go to the thing. Typically, and this sounds horrible, typically people on their own aren't like, let me bring some firewood, because people don't think about things like that, right? Like, so if you make a rule that they have to bring 3 bundles of wood, guess what they do? They talk shit on you and bring 3 bundles of wood. Therefore, when we have a fire, guess what we don't run out of? Firewood. Do I care if you think I'm an asshole? Not really. How big of an asshole can I be if I go to the trouble to book the site, and because I'm 800 years old, print it on a piece of paper with directions so you can make fun of me?
Yeah, you had MapQuest.
One of those.
MapQuest,
It was
bro.
MySpace
You had
Maps, I
MapQuest
think. It was MySpace Maps.
maps.
Yeah. Whatever. I photocopied the Rand McNally Atlas. That's okay.
Nobody knows how to read that.
I'm old.
There's squiggly lines and
The things with the...
they try to zoom in and
it doesn't zoom because it's paper.
Yeah, it's paper.
You can't do it. But anyway, we don't run out of firewood at fires when you go camping, because you bring things.
Yeah.
You bring wood. It's easy. Sorry. Next year it's 4. I don't care. 4 and 24.
4. I thought we were poor in 24.
Poor and 24. I'm firewood poor.
I'm poor because I got to pay to replace a epoxy floor now. They got welded on.
Dude, that was bad. It's the floor's fine, you guys. It's fine. It's fine.
It's fine?
I think it's fine.
You go tell me that's fine.
I think it's fine. It's not my floor. I have mud on the floor.
You got mud on my floor?
I got mud on your floor. You know what I did, though? I will say this, and I'm proud of myself. So this morning when I woke up, the drain valve on the gray water tank was open on my van, because I drained it at a legal gray water draining service provider.
AKA I-70? Yeah.
I drained it at a place where it's legal to drain your gray water in like a federally
controlled environment.
Yeah, like the snow-leaf plover can't drink the water and die because it's okay. It's like recycling. It just goes to an okay place.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I left the valve open because it had a small drip as I drove down I-70. I just didn't want it to whatever. And then I was in there and I'm like, the van has like a little tiny shower inside. I'm like, I'm going to take a shower this morning. And I was like, how pissed would Tim be if I just drained 3 gallons of gray water on his shop floor?
Gross.
Pissed. You would have been pissed. So I got out and I closed the valve.
So proud of you.
I'm very proud of myself. I'm a good person, really. I didn't ruin your shop floor. I didnn't weld. I didn't walk on it when it was wet. I stay outside of those yellow caution things that are all over. This place looks like a Amazon fulfillment center, but smaller.
Yeah.
And so there's all these like little caution lines of yellow and black caution tape on the floor. So there it's so you don't get impaled by a robot that's picking your order.
And here you don't get ran over by a van.
So you don't get run over by a van or scrunched by the $5 million giant alignment rack.
True.
That's got a big thing that does. Yeah.
Well, you know how the caution tape thing came to be?
No.
We were product testing.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
What products were you testing?
A Harbor Freight stool.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
it turns out that a Harbor Freight step stool, rated for 300 pounds, can actually hold up the front end of a van relatively well.
That weighs like 3,000 pounds?
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Like a period of time. I don't know.
For something made in China by a little kid in
a
a factory?
Seconds, a few
good.
seconds of like, hey, how come the front of the van is still staying in the air and the rear is going down?
It's a little like...
Oh, there's a Harbor Freight stool under it. Yeah, it's impressive. But after that, we were like, we should probably put like caution tape around here so that people don't put shit under there.
And crush it?
Yeah.
Because the van, it would be bad.
Yeah, like people or something.
Things.
Yeah.
You let me use the lift today. You didn't want to, but I got to go up a little bit, and then it was pretty cool.
You did run the lift. That's scary.
It was scary,
but it was your van on it, so it's fine.
You were underneath.
I was underneath of it. Yeah,
that's a big leap of faith.
That's a problem.
Up and down are hard. Like I don't even know. Like I was just like pressing.
I was like, yeah, go ahead and lower it down a little, and you're like, which one? I
figured I'd press it till you scream, and that was down.
Yeah,
that seems good. I thought I did a good job.
You did good.
No one died.
No.
We got a lot of stuff done today.
We did. We made
some videos.
Rear window flares.
Yeah.
Oil change videos.
Yeah. Fuel filters.
Yeah.
And then worked on someone's van.
Lost a clip.
You're going to talk about that?
Oh God.
So there's
you lost a clip.
Okay, you know what? Okay, I'll take that. So
okay.
So there's a fuel filter. Doesn't matter. It's you got to take the whole thing, like a lot of parts off the engine, remove them to get access to this.
Yes.
To gain access to this the fuel pump, and you have to replace it. And the internet horror stories. I'm not a mechanic. I'm not really good at that stuff. You are. You know, you're good at it. I'm bad. You're good. But all the people that are not good mechanically or are afraid to screw up their stupid, expensive Mercedes Sprinter van know that there's this little clip of death. That if you break the clip, you're effed. Yep. And you either have to come up with a bunch of shit that normal people that break clips would never have, like the safety wire
pliers,
or
whatever.
Like you have those. No, I break plastic clips. I don't have any cool shit like that. I'm a moron.
Yeah.
Or they lose the clip, but no one loses the clip.
Right.
Or you have to buy a whole new thing. It's a pain. It's a very important little clip. And because they're Germans, they have a clip and they assume that Dieter's never going to lose the clip because he's Dieter. Dieter doesn't lose clips.
No.
So we're doing the thing and we're talking about whatever. And
you're filming.
I'm filming, and you have to use like a little thing to release the clip from the detention. And then you're supposed to like somehow magically catch it like a little baby bird or something.
Yeah.
But Tim's flew off, shot off, disappeared somewhere into the abyss. So then we don't have a clip. Now, if we were normal people doing this at home, we would never have a clip. But turns out
I have a parts van.
There's like this brand new van next door that Tim owns, and so we just took a clip from there. So it worked out quite fine. But you did lose a clip.
I did.
It's not in the video.
It won't be.
That was deceitful.
And we're, a few minutes into this show for sure. Nobody's going to watch this far in, so I don't have to worry about it.
You don't think people watch this show?
Yeah, but not the people that are going to watch that video. The people that watch like the how to change your oil video are not going to watch an hour into my podcast.
Why?
Maybe they will.
Maybe they want to know more about you.
And how I lose clips. I'll have you know that was the first clip in 4 years of changing fuel filters professionally that I've ever lost.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
On video. We're like, yeah, and this is really important.
And it's like,
this is really important. You don't want to lose this clip because you're totally screwed if it twink.
And it like literally like seriously, I heard it and then I heard it ting. And like you hear it ting on something and you're like, oh. And your brain says, I saw it ting.
Yeah, but I love your thing. You pause the video and you're like, don't fucking move. I got this. And you're like getting a flash. I'm like,
and
bro,
I can't see anything. I don't have glasses
gone.
on. I'm like,
you're
I can't
blind.
See. Yeah, I'm blind.
It's gone.
Yeah, but I feel like we tried.
We did.
We did a good job.
It's under your oil cooler for sure.
Maybe we'll find it tomorrow.
No,
we have
we're
some more
not
stuff
taking that off.
I think we take the whole thing out. The whole engine.
Go for it.
We look for that clip.
Go for it.
What would you do on the side of the road? If you had no safety wire? Zip tie? No.
Paperclip.
Who has a paperclip?
Yeah, I don't know.
It's a paperless
Call your
office.
secretary. I don't know.
I don't have a secretary.
What?
Bro, I can barely make the iPhone work.
I know you, dude. I looked at your iPhone today, and the text is like 7X.
I know someone who's
normal.
bigger. I'm not going to throw him under the bus. I know someone with a bigger font.
Yes, his name start with a J and ends with a son.
Yes.
Okay.
But I think that's okay.
That's fine,
dude. It's like.
Hey, would you rather do that, or be the guy that's got to like hold your phone up, like hold on, like, and then.
Oh well, or right here. Depends.
Yeah. I don't know.
I mean. Or, and my mom will never watch this, so I'll throw her ass right under the bus.
Right.
So my mom is old, and she's like old. Even if she were not old, I'm old too.
You're old.
Yeah.
So she's got to be.
Like if my mom would have had me when she was 16, she would still be 67. But she didn't. She had me when she was 30 or something.
Wow.
Yeah, so she's old.
Yeah.
So she's like a, kind of punch the thing kind of lady.
Mm-hmm.
an iPad mini, it's like
Yep.
it's certainly not a phone and it's certainly not an iPad, but it's a big ass thing.
Yep.
She uses it like as a camera. She's like,
So she's like the people at Mount Rushmore with the iPad
and like
taking the photo.
and like holding it. And I'm like, oh, that's old.
That's old.
That's old.
That's old. That's you in a couple of years.
Oh, dude.
You have the iPhone Pro 14 Max.
I have the plus size.
Mega, whatever.
Yeah, the plus size Mega Max.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, you have the same phone I do, right? This guy?
I don't know. Mine's got a camo thing on the back. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mine's,
Oh, dangerous. Yeah.
Oh.
Look at that.
Hey.
Get your swag.
But yeah,
Hold on. You got to get in the mic. You got to get the action.
Dude, no one ever tells me to speak up.
Well, I'm just, because I can hear I'm seeing the levels, bro.
I don't know about the
I'm watching
levels, bro.
Dude, I'm monitoring the levels
Okay,
here.
tech guy. What do we have? Was it the fucking DJ thing?
Yeah.
No one's watching this shit, dude. An hour in.
It's true.
You should have a prize.
Oh yeah, if you watch the whole thing. So hold on.
Here's a.
We do a quiz.
Quiz.
Do a quiz.
Quiz.
Okay, we're gonna do a quiz. People answer the quiz
I'm thinking
in the
of
comments.
a number between 1 and 14.
What kind of fucking quiz is
and
that?
then they guess.
No.
Oh, that they watched the whole thing.
Yeah, we got some trivia question or whatever that's kind of funny.
Okay.
And then if they watched it to here,
Okay.
we reveal the answer at the end of the show.
What? 4 questions. Up to
4? I'm gonna need more wine for this.
3 questions.
Okay, 3 questions. Go.
What-
Leno Dubois Winery right here, by the way.
What did
Local.
What did Tim lose today, for the first time ever?
Okay, that's a good question.
That's a good question,
That's a
right?
good one. Yep. Mhm.
What is Tim's floor made of?
Okay.
Or what color is it?
Yeah, there you go. That's a good question.
And where are we?
The Beat Lab.
It has a name?
Here?
Yeah.
This sacred space that you're
The sacred space.
abiding in
Yeah.
right now? Yeah. No, it doesn't have a name.
It should have a name.
What would you call this place? Actually, I do have a name because I named the printer Thunderdome.
Okay.
Thunderdome LaserJet. So there you go.
That works for me.
So those are the 3 questions, folks. Answer. Wait, hold on.
I don't know how any of this
How the
stuff
fuck
works.
does this work?
Oh, here's how it works.
Okay.
Is you message Tim with those answers, and Tim sends the first person to message all 3 correctly an adrenaline fully fueled swag pack.
There you go.
T-shirt, hat, something like that, some cool shit.
You get a T-shirt, a hat, a hoodie,
Yeah,
bunch of stickers,
a bunch of crap.
bunch of stuff you don't
Cool
need.
stuff. Stuff you can't
But
even buy.
You can't buy it.
Because you don't have a job. Because you stay up
Right.
watching podcasts all day.
Yeah.
Nobody
Nobody successul is watching this podcast.
Nobody
57 minutes in.
nobody that has an hour that's worth anything.
Just doing this.
Wasted doing
It's like,
what's my hour worth?
yeah,
Absolutely nothing.
nothing.
I'm actually
I
in
don't know.
prison. Okay.
Ah.
Maybe you're watching it. And that guy needs a sweatshirt.
It's like when you call other business owners and you're like, "Oh, did you see that thing we did on Instagram?" And they're like, "Bro, I don't have time to do Instagram."
What the
are you-
fuck is
what are you talking
Instagram?
about? Like, I just messaged you the other day. I'm like,
okay.
it
Were you buying things for me or
wasn't-
did I screw something
it
up?
wasn't me you messaged. I don't know.
Wouldn't it be cool if we collabed? No.
Yeah, DM to collab.
Why don't we collab? I sell you things and you sell me things. We'll collab like that.
I think we do.
It seems good.
Yeah.
And then we do things. We do things like this. This wasn't that bad.
You were pretty nervous about the podcast thing.
Yeah, I don't like
Let's just
talking.
be honest.
I don't like talking.
Right. Yeah.
I don't like talking.
I can see that.
I hate talking.
I
I hate talking into the thing.
You
thing.
don't like being confined to this space right
I'm claustrophobic.
here. You're like
I'm a little claustrophobic, and so it scares me. It's okay though. I mean,
you spend 4 months a year in a revel, dude. It's pretty
it's spacious
claustrophobic
for
in
one.
there. Is it?
It's spacious for one. And
Okay,
so here's the deal.
Listen, why here?
Okay.
I got a question for you.
Yeah.
Because 3 years ago, three years ago, Durango Revel Rally, you were in the best van in the world ever, the Storyteller.
Yeah.
What the hell happened to that? And why the Revel? Just to make people mad, right?
No, not at all. So here's the true deal. This is a little backstory.
Okay.
I got my first van in 2013. Sprinter van. I had other vans, but my first Sprinter in 2013, and I was pretty passionate about Sprinters, and I was pretty obsessed with the Sprinter. When I finally kind of got the CFO to approve getting a Sprinter.
Yep.
by threat of minivan. I'm going to buy a minivan unless you let me buy a Sprinter. And back then, a new, like a Sienna or something was like 40 grand. And this first Sprinter I bought was 40 grand, brand new Sprinter. Cargo van, but brand new, same amount of money as a minivan. People don't know that because they're not like, it's not like that anymore.
Yeah.
And there was one color that I only liked. Why? So Sprinters were not common then. You never saw them anywhere. Most of them you saw were white with a plumber. And there was one color, and I was like, oh my God, that's the color for that van. I love it. And so kind of my brain said, cool Sprinter is this color and this color only. Right? I did see color, 100%. And one day my wife was jogging when we lived running. That's like fast jogging.
Yeah. It's a soft J.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she was probably really sick of listening to me.
No.
Yeah. Shocking.
Weird.
Obsess over this color and the Sprinter, and there's no paint chips, and they don't have them at the dealer because they're all white.
Yep.
And she's running, and she calls me. She's a little panty, but she's in great shape, so she, she's not panty.
Yeah.
Like I'd be dead fucking halfway.
6 miles back.
If I call when
Dave's
I'm jogging,
dead.
I'm a half a block down and I'm
Come
dead.
get me in the ambulance.
Yes.
No, the hearse.
In the hearse.
I'm not going to make it.
I'm dead. So she goes, that van, your color, it's here, parked, blah 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 blah. And we lived in Cardiff. She's like, it's down by Pipes or Turtles or wherever I surfed or whatever. You got to come to. And I get like literally get in some car that we had.
Palms are sweating.
Oh, dude. Hauling ass down there. Because I want to catch the owner and ask them if they have a pebble gray or a stone gray Sprinter. And they're not gray at all. One is yellow and one is greeny
brown.
yellow. And I want the greeny yellow brown one. But you can't tell online. Your colors may vary. And never found the owner. Couldn't ask them. Nowhere else asked. There are none. Rolled the dice, bought a van, flew to Wisconsin and bought it. That's my color, like 100%.
Yep.
So fast forward, that van turned into another van along 170 4x4 when they came out. And then that van was like Spartan, it was like never finished inside. It had a futon in the back, a really kick-ass fridge that could hold lots of cold beverages. Like it was kick-ass. No bathroom, no shower.
Yep.
But I love that van.
Just what you need.
I didn't need more. I really liked that van. We start going to all these van shows. I start working for the company I work for, and I took that to van shows. But here's the deal. I'm standing in the back. I had a little shower curtain that was really nice that I bought from this company, and it was pretty pro for what it was.
Ross?
That was from
Marshalls.
From Vannon was a company. It was special for the Sprinter, whatever.
Yep.
And I'm showering in the back of the van. Like you can't see me, but you can see my legs and you can see the water.
You have like the doors open with a shower curtain across the back or whatever.
Essentially.
Yeah.
In a van show parking lot next to people in $200,000 vans.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
The dude that runs the show, he's a cool guy. He's kind of like bro. I mean, it wasn't like, naked or anything. But
was this Neil still back in the day? Back then?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Early days.
OG. Not the first thing, but pretty close to the first
Year
thing.
2, probably.
And he's like, Dave. And I'm like, and there's some lady melting down that our gray water is like running. So I was like, I probably have to get a van with facilities, like a shower. Because that's where we drive the stupid things to van show and stay in the parking lot. You got a shower,
Yeah.
And so I was like, gone enough at the shows that it kind of I could easily justify. I don't like hotels anyway. Like, I could justify if we could get a van. It's the height of COVID. There are no vans.
Yep.
2-year wait list.
Yep.
And the company I work for, the guy that owns it already had the one main van, which is like Revel. Winnebago Revel's the one. And I was like, be cool to not have the same one because we're at show. It was mostly just the two of us and maybe there's one other person. Not have two of the same thing. And I go, and then the premium, not custom van that the important thing is you can get an RV loan on it because I'm a poor guy. I got to have a loan. Is Storyteller Overland. They're out of Birmingham. They're the same age as our company, whatever. But they're like the cool ones, premium, cool design. Like we're friends with all the people. Like if I'm gonna spend that kind of money on a van, that's the van I want. The colors didn't really work for me. Let's be honest. So they only have 3 colors, and the only one that's okay for me is white. And I don't really like white vans, but white was the only one. And then the other one was the yellow. We already talked about the two tans.
Pebble gray.
Yeah,
yep.
and the yellow the yellow tan, the yellow pebble gray didn't work for me.
Or blue gray.
Or blue gray.
Which is not gray at all.
And blue gray is blue AF blue.
It's blue.
It's fucking blue. It's like
Winnie
Smurf
the blue.
Winnie the blue.
Yeah.
I don't like blue things. I'm not into the color blue. I just don't really like the color blue. Like I have blue eyes, and that's all the blue I need. You know what I'm saying? You have blue eyes too, right?
Yeah.
That's all we need. That's enough blue in this room. So I sell parts to, RV dealers, so I know them, and I kind of put the word out, hey, if you ever get, people have been waiting in line for 2 years. They have deposits for 2 years. Mm-hmm. If you ever get anyone who falls out of financing or by the time the van comes, life has changed on them, and they can't take delivery of the van they put in the thing 2 years ago, right? For a white classic, which was the base. It's not base. It's loaded, but it was the one that was the more attainable one in white. Call me. Let me know. I'll get one. Now, I didn't really talk to the wife about it, but I was kind of like, I'm going to just do it.
You just kind of like.
Right. Because I have some giant.
Floated that by.
Yeah, whatever. I have some giant unfinished
Someday
van.
Maybe I'd just.
With no shower. Yeah, baby,
buy one of these.
Things are good for us.
Cool,
whatever.
Yeah.
And one of my dealers calls me. He's like, well, I got a van for you. And I'm like, the simple one, or the base one's called the classic. I go, great, a white classic. No. Oh. And there's one that's like the ultra premium, totally dialed in. That's called the Beast. I'm like, I could never afford that. Like, that's just too much money. And I'm like, okay. I go, well, what do you got? And then there's another one called the Stealth. And the first year of the Stealth, your Stealth is gray. It's Telluride or selenite or something. It's like a charcoal gray.
It's a metallic silver.
It's dark. Yours is dark gray.
No, it's metallic.
It's not silver. That van's silver. Yours is gray.
Okay, it's
a nice color. The point is, it's a nice color.
Yeah.
Silver and gray, both nice colors.
Nice. Yeah.
Stealth Bomber is grayish, blackish gray, right?
Yeah.
For whatever reason, and I'm not ragging on anybody, they decide to have this giant ass blue van that's blue. It's blue. And they call it the Stealth. There's nothing stealth about a giant blue van. It's not stealth. And it's called the Stealth.
I'm not sure who was running the marketing department there then.
I think they probably were trying to get like a black van, and then they just got stuck with the blue ones or something.
Like, yeah.
And people love those blue vans. I'm just not one of those people. So anyway, the dude's like, you got about 5 minutes to basically pull the trigger or wire a deposit and, or a handshake, commitment or whatever, and then come get this van because this guy fell out of financing, and I'm calling you because you're the first guy on my wait list.
Yep.
Hey, babe, could you come here? And, it's me. So it's like she doesn't, you've met, this is the way it is.
I haven't met her.
Well, you've heard her.
And
she's on her best behavior. When she knows, like in the background, and you know that it's me. And if we were married, you'd kill me the first week.
Yeah.
Like, and so,
less than that.
Yeah. Well, whatever. But the point is, so, hey, you know how we talked about whatever, but it would be the, 2 years and I can get a van. Okay. What van? Storyteller. Okay. That's kind of what you were thinking. Okay. We didn't talk about the money because we just were going to, she knew, what we just weren't going to say what it was, right?
Yeah.
Because, it's the white one, right? Is it stone gray? No, they don't make stone gray. It's not the yellow one that you don't like. No. What color is it? Blue. Dude, you're going to hate it. You fucking hate blue stuff. You're going to get it. You're going to bitch that you hate it because it's blue. No, I'm not, babe. I mean, this is a nice van. It's going to be awesome. You're going to hate it because it's blue. No. I'm not. Okay, good. That makes sense. You're gone. You travel. You can't. You want to shower. You're renting a home. You need a van, real van, and you found that out too. We'll talk about that in a minute.
Right.
So, I buy it. I drive up there. It was awesome. The guy's just cool. Just a cool guy. Like everybody knows the dealer's name's Rick. He's just a kick-ass dude. Buy it. We get tacos. I'm pretty fired up, dude. I got to be honest. Like I'm in the whole thing, but the whole thing is I had a van that I thought was really cool, and it was a cool van. It just never had like the shit that I thought would be cool, like a shower.
Right.
And this one's got this little thing that folds out of a cabinet and turns into a shower. It's cool,
Yeah.
Get the van. And then I do all the crap to the van the first week. So suspension and
The
wheels
whole
and fucking
thing.
lights and winches and all the shit, and all
Yep.
the stuff we work for, we make parts. And so I've got all that stuff on there, and it's cool. And it's a really, 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 really nice van. In fact, it probably was the most built stealth Storyteller that there was at that time. Like, I think it probably absolutely was, because everything was premium and it was all done right by pro shops and whatever. Mm-hmm. And it was a really cool van, but it was blue. And I would look at it and I'd go, man, that's such a kick-ass looking van, but it's blue.
You can wrap it,
Hang on.
You could have wrapped it silver.
So here's my thought. My stupid thought was, if I sell this van at the height of the market, because I don't want the door jambs to be blue, bro. I just didn't want blue. I was being a bitch about the blue.
Yeah.
I was a blue bitch.
Yeah.
I methodically go through and list all the shit that I did to the van. That was a scary list.
I've done that, filing an insurance claim.
Yeah. And you don't think about that.
Not in the moment. Not when you're swiping the card.
And well, and you're also like, hey, so my buddy makes the stereos and I got a bro deal on the stereo, but it's not that bro of a bro deal or whatever the deal is. It's still real money, right?
Yeah.
And you add it up and all the stuff and you're like, oh my God. Like, that van was expensive.
My daughter was going to go to college, but
now she's going to junior college.
I have a blue van.
Hopefully,
so.
like I've got a giant blue van. And so my thought was, before I put a zillion miles on the van, to sell it when the market was strong, because there was a long wait list of people. And that thing, all that stuff you couldn't get those parts. Those parts took 5 months to get, and appointments. It was all this stuff. Like, it would take a long time to do it.
Yep.
And so I listed the van for sale on a Friday. I made the ad, I did all the stuff, and then I posted. The Facebook groups were pretty strong for the stuff we do. So I put it on the Facebook group on Friday night. I turn my shit off. I don't do Facebook on my phone because I think it's rude.
Yep.
Like, I don't want to do it around people. Like, I'm not into that. And I'm like, I'm going to just go to bed and see what happens in the morning. Right?
Yeah.
And I had a long list of people.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'll call them back in the sequence, in which I received them. Met a couple cool people that we still know to this day, that we see at things, and they found vans, and that's cool. And the guy that bought my van was not a character, but was a cool guy, and he really wanted to buy that van. And he bought that van, flew out, bought the van, gave me money and COVID, and
And I remember that.
Gave me COVID.
Yeah,
dude.
I remember that.
And
You're like, I'm not coming to the van show because I have COVID.
Dude.
Yeah.
And I'm old and fat, and I'm like,
you're high risk, bro.
I'm high risk.
I'm surprised you're not dead.
I'm surprised I'm not dead too. It's just God's will,
Yeah.
I'm here for a reason.
Hallelujah.
Maybe it was this podcast, who knows?
It's quite possible.
Yeah, it could be. So homeboy's a cool guy, whatever, he came, we drove the van, and I remember I have the pitch. Like, I'm prepared to pitch this guy. I picked him up at the airport. He flew in.
So you pick him up and immediately you're just...
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And we get from, you used to live, because you were stationed in San Diego, right?
Yeah.
You were in the Navy and you were down in San Diego, so you know where the airport is.
Yes.
So we're driving PCH, the Coast Highway. I get to Solana Beach, which, from the airport, now, I think we screwed around and maybe got lunch or something. That's not that long.
Right.
And he's like, dude, shut the fuck up, dude. I'm buying it. Shut up. I'm like, I want to pitch that. I want to feel like I'm working.
Pitching all this stuff.
And he's like, stop.
It's got Van Compass 6.3.
And then, if you do this and that, he goes, I don't care. And I was so sad. I'm like, you're not letting me work hard enough to sell you this van. He's a cool guy. He is, he's still a cool guy. Like, whatever.
Does he still come to shows now?
He doesn't really go to shows. He's never gone to shows. He started a company in Texas.
Oh.
And he was like a younger guy, and I think it took off, or he sold his company or whatever. And I think he had kind of realized that he wanted to travel domestically and internationally. Not like, rich guy travel, but he wanted to see the world because he had the opportunity to do it, is what I gather. I didn't delve.
Right.
And a van was part of that. But I'll tell you, dude, that guy was cool. He was really enthusiastic. He still texts me every once in a while.
But it really bothered you that you didn't get to finish your pitch.
It really, really, really annoyed me. Like, dude, and then I was like, well, shit.
I want to meet this guy and just be like, high five him.
And then
you're like the little kid in class, just like,
I was
just have to say something.
Pissed. So it's clear that he's going to do it. We
Yep.
go and we drive around and do some bullshit that you got to do when you're selling what's a pretty expensive car. And I also had a loan on it.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
and when
you
you
gotta
have
go
a
to the
loan
bank,
on
and it's a
when
whole
you
thing.
have a loan on a car that you're not really itching to pay off, that's a ton of money. Then that's a really circle trust, a very small circle.
Yeah.
You're giving me a ton of money, and I'm promising you that I'm going to pay for this thing and then give you the title.
Yeah.
And you're never going to see anything for months, because that's how long that shit takes. And so we leave where the thing is where he's buying it, and that's cool. And then I'm pitching all this other shit. I'm like, well, you might as well go and see my buddy Jason and do this. And there's a few things that you can still do, So I'm not into it, but the van people want like the little doodads bolted on the outside.
Yep.
I'm like, yeah, do that. Then we go to PB, Pacific Beach. We go to Bub's Dive Bar, which was after your time, but you can imagine it's shots and tots. It's a dive bar. And it's COVID, like full on people wearing the things COVID, like mask face COVID.
Mouth panties.
Yes.
Yeah.
We go to Bub's Dive Bar. We're sitting at the bar. There's no one in the bar because everyone's at home afraid they're going to die of COVID.
Right.
And we share a basket of tater tots and COVID.
And COVID.
And then he flew in with his buddy to pick up the van the week later, and I was fucking pissed because I was sick. Like I wasn't.
You got pretty sick.
I had a pretty bad week.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, come get the van. I'm not leaving the house. It's on the driveway.
Right.
Like, fuck you. Like, and I was mean about it. Like, I should have been better, but I was like, I didn't want to get more COVID. And I was
because you can get more.
You can't double down on COVID.
Maybe.
I don't know, man.
I'm not a doctor. I'm not.
Neither's my wife, but she made me get those shots.
Yeah.
She's like, you're gonna go to the Vaughn's drugstore and get the shots. I'm like, for what? So you don't die of COVID.
Like, I already have it.
No, this was before I had it.
This is before. Okay.
And so, cool guy. I think he enjoys the van. Still has the van. He called me in the middle of nowhere one time, late at night.
Mm-hmm.
The van's making funny noises. I mean, what have you done to it in the last 40,000 miles? Like, right. I have no clue.
Yeah, I have no idea.
And he goes, it's making all these things. I'm like, you probably have a tire that's like, it sounds like a vibration tire thing. And he looks at the tires. Nothing, like he's, investigating. No, I mean, I think he's really doing, a thorough investigation with the tools and the, available to him. And he's like, I don't know. I go, then just park the van, dude, and sleep in it. You have a tiny little house on wheels, a blue one. It's a blue color. But it's blue, but it's still
nice
a house. It's like a
yeah.
Smurf house. Papa Smurf
house,
cottage is blue. Mm-hmm. Think of that.
Yeah.
So he sleeps in the van, gets it towed from the desert and God only knows where.
Because it's making a noise.
Well, no, it was a bad vibration.
Okay.
It got really progressively worse.
Okay.
Tows it to L.A. to some Sprinter dealer. Like, you don't tow your van to L.A. You tow your van to the guy that has worked on my vans for 10 years.
Yep.
And try to pull a favor.
Yeah.
To get in first.
Yeah.
Tows it to L.A. They're freaking that there's a suspension on it. There's all this shit on like off-road stuff.
We can't warranty that.
We can't warranty that. And I just got redlined for a front drive shaft on a new van, so I'll never go back to my guy. But the point is, he's like, what is it? And like the bolts that hold the CV axle to the engine, to the whatever, to the transfer case, I guess is what it's holding it to. Loose. 3 of them gone. Just gone. Backed out.
It's actually quite common.
Okay. And the guy is like, you have a suspension, and that's what happened. And then you're like, but you don't take those bolts out to put the suspension on.
Right.
And they made him pay.
Yeah.
And it's like 3 G's.
Yeah.
At the Mercedes dealer in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
Bro, I mean, I didn't do that. Like, I've never touched those bolts.
So he's not your friend now?
No, we're friendly.
Okay.
We're never like friends, but I would love to see him. I invite him to shows when he's like, I'm going to be around, but he's a jet setter, dude. Like he's he's got things to do. So yeah. Anyway, so that was the blue van. And the reason people ask me, that's a premium van, right? It's a premium van. It's the van that most people want to get.
Premium. Yeah.
Why did you sell it? Because it was blue.
Wow. So I asked you that question like 45 minutes ago. So that's good.
I didn't volunteer for this. You knew what you were getting.
No, I didn't. Mean, that's why I asked. Okay. If I would have known, I wouldn't have asked.
Anyway, so it was blue.
I'm sorry.
Okay, so let's talk about Durango.
Yeah, Durango's a good time.
We can't use anyone's name when we're in Durango. We can't use people's names because they're not here.
What about our friend that
No friends. No friends in Durango. We just say things that happen. So we go to this thing.
Them.
It's called the Revel Rally. And it's a
gathering.
It's a gathering, and it's been going on since
like-minded
van owners.
Yes.
And it grew from just a few people in some parking lot to this thing.
Like 200 vans?
200 vans.
That was a lot of
like
vans.
Of civilians, of the citizens.
Yeah.
And then a group of us.
Well, there were like 8 vendors.
8 vendors, but it was like kind of like the dream team or the biggest nightmare group of vendors.
It was great
because
it was like the best combination of vendors ever. And
the venue.
Yeah, everybody knew everybody,
and
got
it was
along
small
for the most part.
And it was small.
Yeah, it was small.
Like really
small. And it
small.
didn't feel salesy at all. It was just a good time.
Because it wasn't busy.
It was perfect.
It was really good.
That was probably... No, not probably. That was my favorite van event ever.
I would say it was certain... yeah, absolutely.
Top 3.
Oh, top 3.
Minimum.
All day top 3.
All day top 3.
So we're there, and during the day, people come by and ask us, and none of us are really pitchy because we're not selling things there, but they want to kind of see the stuff that you make and ask you questions and be like, we ordered this and you didn't ship it, or this happened. Like it's just kind of you're just interacting with your customers, and it's cool. Like it's cool, like because it's not a thing, and then it's slow. There's not a lot going on. So my boss is friends with a guy that owns a brewery, a microbrewery.
Yes.
And the guy's cool. It's Urban Roots up in Sacramento. His name is Rob. Super cool guy. He happens to own a Revel on his own. Mm-hmm. And my boss guy is like, hey, wouldn't it be cool if we had this guy make beer for us? And it had our company and it had our van and that's cool.
And a dumb blue van on the front.
Of course, it's got something blue on there, whatever. It's some blue thing.
But
anyway, it was still a pretty cool logo. Honestly, it's cool.
No, it was a cool logo.
And no one had done it. It was cool. And I don't drink beer like that because I like crappy beer that tastes like water. And he makes good beer. But the point is, we go to that show with a cargo van. I think it would have been our Transit. Just some cargo van. But a big van, cargo van.
Full.
Stacked 6 high flat cases of this beer. I can't even do the math on it. It was a lot of beer. And the kid that drove it's a young kid named Lance. And young kids don't care about anything. He's got this cool job. He's driving a van full of beer. And then he's got
over the pass, Red Mountain Pass.
He's got like a sleeping pad, like a moon rest or whatever they're called, where they inflate.
Moon rest.
Whatever. There's some hippie thing that you go camping with. And a sleeping bag. And he's going to sleep on top of the beer cans on the way there. So we get there. And we buy 3 kiddie pools.
Yep.
Plastic kiddie pools. 2 or 3? At least 2. I don't remember.
I think it
at
was
least
2.
But whatever. 2. They're big. They were big pools.
Yeah.
And we fill them with all that beer. And then someone rented a Suburban or something and filled it with ice. I don't know where the hell the ice came from because we were in the middle of nowhere.
It had to be Durango. They had to have driven all the way down to Durango.
And blown out all the ice in Durango.
Yeah.
And we had all these beers on ice all day long. And we're in a parking lot which is not utilized at all in the summer.
Yeah, it's like a
Purgatory ski resort. Beautiful
like
venue.
An overflow lot or something.
Yeah, where they park like the snowplows and shit. Like we weren't in the premium place.
Yep.
And apparently when they signed the agreement for the venue, the company, the ski resort, said, cool, we're going to set up this little booth and have beer and wine, and we're gonna sell this, and it's like this little kiosk that no one went to because we all have vans with fridges in them.
I actually never saw the kiosk. I didn't even know it existed.
There was a kiosk across from our booth
because I was drinking free shit beer from.
I mean, there was
that you brought.
Yeah, everybody had. We have vans, their little houses, right? So no one bought anything from them, and that was just kind of they should have just said, well, we got the money for the parking lot, and these guys are not horrible. Let's move on. One of the biggest RV manufacturers in the world was there with a fake lawn, 100 feet long. Like it was like a thing, it was pretty crazy. And so there's one of the vendors hosted, it wasn't a cookout, it was catered because you have to cater it through the resort or whatever. and it was hamburgers, and they weren't very good. Let's be honest, they were not very good. But the point is, so we have all these beers, and the reason we brought 2,000 beers or whatever it was to give all the beers away.
Yeah.
To the 200 people, and everyone drinks all this beer for free. And that my boss spent a lot of money on that beer. It was a lot of money.
Yeah.
We're in line, and boss heated. Lady that runs the event heated.
Yeah.
And boss is relatively reserved in public. Like he's not I mean, he's not me in public. Like he's not loud. He's not
obnoxious.
He's not obnoxious. He's not a moron. You know, like
Right.
whatever. Like I'm subcontract being the moron. Yeah, like he doesn't seem whatever. He's pissed because he just brought all this goddamn beer in an entire van to bring it, and some dude to drive the van, and like $450 worth of ice to give beer away to people. And she's like, "You can't because you're not buying beer from me." Well, what are you talking about? You can't do it. Piss. Like people were like, "Dude, you gotta, you know."
Yeah.
So we take these 2 waiting pools and put them behind this shitty catering tent thing. And then there's a raffle that night. Remember that?
Oh yeah.
And I would go ahead and say the BAC of that crowd, just the average BAC. The average BAC of this 200 civilians and 50 morons that work for van companies.
Like a 1-3.
1-3.
Yeah.
1-3. Like you're doing a month, or maybe you're not driving for a long time.
Yeah.
No one's driving anywhere because we're sleeping in our vans. The point is, like, people had been partying. And it was 8 o'clock at night. And you donate things to the raffle, and you go up and you say your little blurb about the stuff you're donating, and then whatever. Boss dude's like, and there's 2 swimming pools filled with beer behind this tent, and I hope no one steals it. And this lady's spun. Like,
she was there the whole time.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, so it's he can't give it away, but if someone steals that freezing cold beer back
Hope
there,
nobody steals
like, there's
it.
like legit
Wink,
those little
wink, nod,
microbrewery
dot.
ones where it's a 4-pack.
No, it's a 4-pack of the 16s.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're nice.
There's all these people. I'm like, take the beer. I'm like, you're.
Yeah.
And then later that night, there were people with catheter bags filled with booze, and there were. It was. No, that's what they were.
What?
Like IV drip bags or whatever it is. Like literally.
I don't remember that. It was after 8. I was in bed.
Okay, so the police were called on us there.
I was definitely in bed for that. I don't remember any of that.
So I only know that because I was woken up because I had gone to bed because I picked up a lawn chair and threw it at my friend Jason's van and went to bed.
And he's like, "You got to go to bed."
Yeah. And then that's when I died on my one wheel.
I died on my one wheel that weekend.
You died
as
really
well.
bad because you had a
Real
drill in
bad.
your hand.
Yeah,
One
I had
time.
power tools. It was not good.
Dude, I died.
I was working that weekend. Like, I ran the booth and I like bolted suspension on somebody's van in the parking lot.
We put a
I thought
Rome
that
Rig
was a good-
beatbox stereo
Yeah,
in my van.
I remember that. And Aaron did a full stage 1 system on a Revel.
In a parking
We were
lot.
a bunch of idiots back then.
It was good. It was good.
It was good. It's good times.
There weren't a lot of us.
Yeah, I got an idea. Let's do a full suspension install in the gravel.
That would be fun.
That's cool.
You were one-wheeling with,
I had power tools and suspension parts in my
and
hand.
you ate shit at least twice, right?
So bad, dude.
And we were all cruising up the hill, daytime,
Yep.
to get sandwiches for lunch.
Yeah,
no
at
drinking,
the ski
nothing.
resort.
Like,
Yep.
and the one wheel thing, apparently there's an app that you're supposed to download that like is a gyroscope or something.
Yeah,
in it
there's
that,
you
like,
can
makes
control
you
some
not
shit.
kill yourself going
yeah,
up the
I don't
hill.
know.
And I was like, I'll lean forward and go faster, which works until it doesn't work.
Yep.
And I ate shit. I'm fortunate I didn't break anything. Like it was some blood. I don't care about
Dude,
blood.
I've done a lot of like
Yeah.
dangerous stuff.
Yeah.
Sports wise, right?
Yeah.
Motorsports my whole
Right.
life. My whole life.
Right.
I sold my one wheel
So
because
you didn't die.
So I didn't die because it was that dangerous. It's like, dude, I can do a lot of dangerous stuff and I can control it. I can ride motorcycles at,
Dude.
high rates of speed and I'm totally fine.
Uh-huh.
And I feel relatively comfortable doing that because I've got the right gear on and, I can control it. This thing, it's wild, man. You can't control it. So, yeah, I ate shit on the gravel road in front. And you remember a couple of van shows. It was like a month I was rehabbing that. Just skin
Dude,
oozing
and it's the
just
bruise that's like inside
Yeah.
bruise.
And in fact, I sold my one wheel to somebody that worked in the industry for a while, and she sent me a photo like a month later. And
Did she get worked?
And it was her in the mirror, like a sports bra, and completely shredded. Her chin ripped wide open.
Oh.
All down her side, her shoulder, whatever, just shredded. And she's like, "Yep, you're right. It got me." This was like less than a month after buying it from me. And then our
really good mutual friend.
Can we name our friends? We can. Everybody knows this.
Okay. So we have a friend named Ty.
He's loud.
He's from Arcabama. And he is loud.
Hey, y'all.
Hi, y'all. I'm fixing to ride my one wheel. He was riding his one wheel during the day or whatever he was doing.
Whatever he was doing.
He was supposed to be... We were in Vegas. He was supposed to be in Vegas for SEMA. And something came up and he didn't go.
He's in the ER.
He fell.
Yep.
Hit something, I don't know. And he had like been hurt a lot, played sports or whatever.
Yep.
Dude, they cut this guy like from here to here,
well,
open
to
take.
Hold on. He crashed.
Right.
Ate shit bad.
Right.
And then rode back, right?
Went home.
Went home. His daughter was there.
He was on the couch
laid
or whatever.
Down for like a half an hour. I don't feel good.
I'm going to sleep it off because he's a dude.
30 minutes later, he's like, "You need to call an ambulance."
No, she was like,
"Dude,
you're
dying. You're going to call an ambulance."
Doctor was like, "Bro, you had about 30 minutes and you were going to bleed out."
I think they gave him 3 units of blood.
Yeah.
It was something crazy.
That's a lot.
Cut his spleen out. Ruptured his spleen. He was bleeding internally. Yeah, but they ripped him open from...
He's got a full
from
zipper,
his dick to his sternum. 59 staples or something.
Yeah, dude.
From a one wheel. And, when you and I do that, we're like, yeah, we're probably going to just go ahead and sell our one wheel to some dumb kid that, can bounce back. He's like, yeah, man, I'm going to download that app and go ahead and update that thing. And we're like, no, you're going to burn it.
You can't ride a one wheel anymore.
You're done riding a one wheel. One wheeling is over. We're done.
Here's the deal. Like, I would rather start skateboarding again.
Yes.
I feel like it would be safer. I think it'd be safer.
It would be.
It would be safer.
You're not doing 20 miles an hour on your skateboard. Uphill.
And you're hauling ass and it's so fun.
Yeah, it's great.
And I wasn't great, but the first time I got on it, I was the dude that shouldn't be good at it. That was good at it because I've done that. It's gone sideways.
I'm not a surfer,
right?
But I was pretty damn good on the one wheel,
and it's fun.
It was fun,
and
I was always on it.
It's really cool. Feels great.
It feels like you're surfing.
It feels like you're floating.
Yeah,
like you're literally like, this is insane.
Yep.
This is the future.
And then you're on the ground.
You know what it feels like? The future.
And then you're on the ground.
And then you're like...
Earth, sky, ambulance.
And it's not... And you don't roll. You just thud. Like, right? You don't roll out. You don't slide. Like, your motorcycle, you slide unless, unless you're...
Well, you're wearing leather and whatever.
If you wore leathers on a one wheel, you'd still thud and get worked. Doesn't matter. You would,
for sure.
It's a straight, hard
And you're
fall.
going to have a concussion. No matter what, you're going to have a concussion. Because you're ragdolling.
Here's a crazy thing, and this makes us both sound like old men. None of the kids wear helmets.
No,
I've never seen someone in a helmet. You should have
on a
leathers,
one wheel. You should have leathers
a full body
and
suit,
a helmet,
a full face helmet,
wrist braces,
gloves,
knee
maybe
braces,
like an inflatable thing, like a unicorn, like a pool floaty unicorn.
Okay, I would get a one wheel again if I was wearing the big inflatable ball,
like a sumo ball, maybe.
And then
sumo wrestling.
That'd actually be pretty fun.
That would be pretty cool because you could just roll.
And
out.
We could do like one wheel jousting at van shows.
We could do.
Do you think Neil would condone that?
You know about the races at Hood River, right?
I was there. I went to bed and listened to the races go down. Yeah, I remember.
So,
and I left Bart, our dear friend Bart, in charge of my fireplace, and I had like a 50-pound bottle of propane running my lava box. And I'm like, hey, bro, just turn that off when you go to bed, please, so I don't drain my propane. What did I wake up to?
4 cans filled with cigarette butts.
Yeah, and an empty bottle of propane.
Empty bottle of whatever booze was around there.
Yep.
And no propane.
No propane.
Yeah.
We love you, Bart.
We do love you, Bart. So we were it wasn't that late at night, but we were running races. It wasn't that late at
11?
night. Not that late.
It was late.
It wasn't 4 a.m. late. And
that's early.
Some of our younger, more athletic friends are bored out of their brains and decide to have these running races they weren't that long. It wasn't that long,
of course. Just a sprint race.
Sprint.
Yeah.
From this one thing and this dirty kind of dirt, grassy uphill thing with no lighting to this invisible line.
Yep.
And two of our friends, a lot of people don't know, but two of our friends ran track together in college.
They're pretty fast.
And they're fast and they're young.
Yeah.
And they ride mountain bikes for like 800 miles a day. So like they're obviously going to really kick ass at running. And so everyone's running, like, well, not everyone, but the people that are running are running. This girl, I'm standing there in shorts and sandals, not running. It was my birthday party thing, I think, that night. And like, we were not running. I was not running. Who else was there? We had a shared birthday with a piñata.
Yes. Next to my van.
Next to your van, which was
nerve-wracking as fuck.
Yeah, whatever, because we were using an arm from a mannequin to.
Well, yeah, and there was candy flying.
I didn't organize that. I had nothing to do with that. That was a surprise.
That was a bad call.
It was a surprise party. It was fun.
Geographically.
So later, these people are running, and everyone's bored, so you're cheering on the event. There's an activity happening.
Yeah.
And this girl comes up, and I don't know how old she is, but she's somewhere between 25 and 32.
Okay.
Like, she's a young girl. Not a, like, but she's whatever. Looks like she's in shape or whatever.
Yep.
She's saying she wants to race. And
yeah.
And he's like, you can race Dave. Knowing that I don't want to race. Like, I don't want to race.
So he just, like, called in a pinch hitter.
He was just doing it, honestly. You know what he was doing? He was doing it to be a dick to me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, I'll race you.
Yeah, Thor's a dick.
Thor's a dick.
Yeah.
Anyway, so this girl is like, okay. I mean, she looks at me, and, I'm not like a dude that looks like I run. Let's be honest. Like,
what?
I don't look like I run.
Oh.
Yeah, weird.
What?
Yeah, well, whatever. So I take off my little flippy floppies, and we're running up this hill. It's not uphill, but we're running, right?
Yep.
And I don't care. And it was probably two turtles or whatever it was. It wasn't like, I'm not like that one dude with the little leg guys that killed his girlfriend in Africa, like that guy.
Yeah.
I'm not like that guy.
Yeah.
Or like the Jamaican guy Bolt or whatever. I'm not like those guys.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm an old fat guy that had been drinking beers all night for my birthday, and I tied this girl. Now, how soul crushing is that for her?
It's got to be.
For me, I don't care. If I lose, I don't care. But to tie, it's funny. You lost to that. Like, can you imagine that?
Did she come back to a van show after that? Do I know her? No.
I don't. Someone was like, I think that's a girl that you beat in the running race. I'm like, tied. But I don't know who she. I mean, sure. Like, who cares? Like, I don't know what's going on with her.
Okay.
I mean, she could have. Maybe just got her nails done or, whatever.
Yeah. Rehabbing an injury or something.
She's like, I actually ripped my ACL and my MCL this morning. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Whatever. But that was okay. That was at a van show too. But we didn't get in any trouble on that. It was fine.
Yeah, no, that was fine. You guys were just loud till 1 or so, and then it was fine.
Honestly, I don't care. But sometimes I feel bad for, like, the regular people.
Regular people?
Like, regular. No, you don't count.
Why don't I count, dude? I'm in bed trying to sleep.
Okay, because here's the deal. People that have mullets, that ride motorcycles, and drive vans and have dumb slogans saying how badass they are, I don't give two shits if I wake you up because you shouldn't be asleep at 10. That's you not fulfilling your obligations as a dude with a mullet. Adult man with a mullet.
Wow.
No tattoos and a mullet? Huh?
No tattoos?
No tattoos
No
and
tattoos.
a mullet. Goes to bed at 8? Glitch in the Matrix.
Yeah, that's right.
Tie, 6'4", loud as hell, top knot.
God.
Loud. Like that voice carries.
Loud.
My voice doesn't carry. I'm quiet. Church mouse. That dude's voice carries. That dude, if he goes to bed at 8, what do you think?
He's dying.
Something's wrong.
Yeah.
Like, he's sick.
Yeah.
That's what people think about dudes with mullets. What lame dude has a mullet that goes to bed at 7?
It was 8.
6:15.
Okay. Yeah, just keep creeping it up.
I told
Every
you
time you tell a story, it just gets earlier and earlier.
And it just goes, and it's 4.
Yeah.
It was 4. We went to Denny's. We got the blue hair special, the early bird special, and you were promptly in bed at 5:15. Which I think is okay. Some people go to bed.
When are we doing this van show thing again? It's April?
April 13th and 14th in Scottsdale, Arizona.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, 11th for us.
I'm pretty stoked about that. I've got a really good buddy in Scottsdale from motorcycle racing days.
That'll be good.
And
you should bring him.
Yeah, oh yeah.
You should bring him to our open house.
Yeah.
And be like,
He's a car guy too. He's got a pretty badass race car and
Fine.
a BMW.
He doesn't have a Miata?
No.
I have a friend that's got a badass Miata.
Yeah, well, we know this friend.
It's a badass Miata. I mean, here's the deal. I don't know a lot about
It's-
Miatas, but hang on.
Okay.
That Miata is badass. It's got the hugest wing I've ever seen.
Right.
It's got these crazy fender flares. It's got like camber or caster or whatever that is. I mean, dude, it's stance.
Camber caster.
It's
I
stance.
don't even know.
It's stance.
Yeah.
I can't imagine what that drives like.
I'm sure it's
It's
really
death
fantastic.
defying. I think it's death defying.
Death defying?
Oh, guess what? Guess what? Our friend Ty wants to get a smart car.
Which tie?
The big ass one.
Oh no. We have multiple ties.
Yeah, we have 3
There's
Millers.
a lot of 3
Millers
Millers and 2 of them are ties. It's
3 Millers and 2 of them are ties. No.
No,
One of
that's-
them's tie.
we had 3 Millers.
3 Millers and 2 ties, but only 1 Ty Miller.
Yeah.
That was hard. What if we had like a knowing shit podcast, like just shit that people should know?
Yeah,
Like
well
keeping track
that's
of
up there.
things.
It's like you got a flow chart.
We have a keeping
6'4"
track.
tie. We got
We got a little.
we got the real Van
We got
Life
the one
tie.
that talks a lot.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then who's the other tie?
No, we have 3 Millers. We have Eric
Shit.
Miller,
I'm already
Ty
messed up.
Miller, and Bart Miller,
Yeah.
and then 2
Ty
ties.
Pierce, Ty
Pierce,
Miller,
and
yeah.
Ty Miller,
Okay.
and we have 2 Tims.
Yeah. Well, but
Differentiator
Thankful-
is he's got a better mustache.
yeah, he has a mustache.
Well, yours is kind of it's like more of a integrated.
It's a fully integrated
Okay, so
stash.
here's the deal. You have a dress where it's the top with the bottom, and he has a top, like a skirt would be to a dress. You know, his is just a mustache, and yours is the full thing. He only has part of the equation. You have the full equation.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you do have a mustache.
True.
It's just connected to a beard.
Yeah.
But not like an Amish beard, not like the gnarly guy that plays
Not like a
ukulele in some,
right.
And podunk revival.
What did you call him earlier? Not like our other good friend's beard. What did you call?
No. Nope.
Okay.
Nope.
He has a nice beard though. I mean, it's a good beard.
Has a nice beard.
It's a good beard.
I could never. I mean, it's got to be a lot of work to maintain a beard like that.
You shave every day, right?
No.
Every other day.
No, I haven't even gone through puberty yet, bro. I borrowed this hair. It's glue on.
It's
falsy.
fucking gray. Okay.
It's my rebirth.
All right.
It's not that gray. Yours is a little gray too.
Okay, I'm getting a lot of gray.
Dude,
And,
I'm getting a lot of
like,
gray hair.
The mullet is growing out on the sides right now. I need to go get it freshened up. But I'm like brushing my hair.
You're
in the morning,
sprouting whites.
and I'm like, Jesus, I have so much white hair on the like just coming in on the sides. It's bad.
I give myself, if I'm not dead, 5 years full gray. Max.
I thought you were full gray already.
I'm not full gray.
What are you talking about?
My shit's not full gray.
Oh, okay. Well, you always wear a hat, dude. I don't know.
always wear a hat.
Dude, you do.
Anyway, not bald.
No,
Not entirely bald.
that's just it. Like,
Fortunate.
I don't
You win
care
some
if
and
it's
you lose
going
some.
gray, whatever.
I don't
I
mind
still
bald.
have it. I still have some hair. It's fine.
It's hard because there's
Yeah.
a lot of people.
My grandpa on my mom's side went bald when he was like 26 or something. I don't know.
Dude,
He's got 3 hairs. He gets them cut like quarterly. All 3 of them.
Does he let him go
Yeah,
though?
like,
I'd let him.
yeah.
like little antennas.
Yeah.
I had a friend who went to college his freshman year with like a kind of a like a white dude fro. You know, like the squishy kind of brown fro.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
not like a tight, cool fro, but like, had a lot of curly ass hair.
Yep.
I guess he went to college freshman year, came back at Christmas break and was like, oh man. Went the second semester, bald for life after that, 19 years old. He lost all his hair. That's cool though. He looked good. Was a good looking bald dude. I'll be honest. Like I saw pictures of him with hair
Yeah.
and like, he wished he still had his hair.
Yep.
And I'm not going to say his name, but I'd be like, bro, honestly,
You look better bald.
you're lucky that you don't have that hair. And my wife would say the same thing. The other
Yeah.
girls would be like, some dudes look good bald. Not like the dude that runs Amazon. Like he's bald, right?
Yeah.
But hey, how bald am I behind my giant yacht? Like who cares?
Who cares?
Like he doesn't care.
No.
There's nothing bringing that guy down.
No.
It's okay though. He's got a big yacht. It's a very big
Does he?
yacht. Mm-hmm. It's a yacht. It's a super yacht.
If
They
you
call them super
had
yachts.
if you had relatively unlimited resources.
Okay. Not like now where they're like
They're
relatively
like
limited.
relatively limited.
Like the
yeah.
opposite.
Yeah, like the opposite of
Okay.
that.
Yeah.
Are you gonna buy? What are you gonna do? Are you gonna buy the yacht, or are you gonna buy like the baller pad?
Okay,
the
so
helicopter.
Here's the deal.
jet?
I hate airplanes.
Okay, so no jet.
Hang on.
Okay.
Because I hate the airport.
Yeah.
Because I hate the process, and I hate the fucking assholes you sit next to, where you're surrounded by strangers. I hate that I gotta go pee. I hate that you won't give me the whole goddamn can of Coke. Give me the whole can.
Yeah, give me the can.
Give me the can.
I spent $400 to fly to Denver. Like,
I'm the only person screwing myself because I got to pee and use that tiny ass bathroom where you touch something you know someone touched.
Everything.
Like unless you're the smallest person in the world, you're touching something that someone touched. So here's what I do. Baller house.
Yep.
Now, if I lived where I live now, I'd give half of that money to Gavin Newsom because that's what we would do. But we're not doing it, and he needs it.
You should. Yeah.
But let's just say after that dude gets his cut. And I had to fly somewhere, 2 different ways to do it.
Okay.
Planes are cool, like private, like rich guy private planes. But I'd want a cool inside, not like a, kind of douchey inside. I'd want like some sleazy thing inside, like crushed gold velvet or,
right.
Something that looks like Elvis maybe owned it if Elvis weren't dead.
Yes.
And Elvis still,
dead.
I don't have a Coke problem because I don't like cocaine, but like Elvis with a Coke problem owned the plane, commissioned the design of the plane. Yep. That's kind of the thing that would be cool.
That's the style. Yep.
Or Jimmy Buffett, the singer, he sang that song about Margaritaville.
Yeah.
He bought a Grumman Albatross.
Okay.
Which is like a kind of World War II era or a little bit after flying boat, a big seaplane.
Yes.
They're fucking beautiful. It's like just this big retro looking thing. Slow as hell, I would assume, but they have little wheels in case there's no water. The window's open. It has sliders.
Oh yeah.
I'm in.
Yeah, that's cool.
It's in. Because
hanging a wing
I'd
out.
start smoking cigs. I got to be honest. I would start smoking cigarettes again. And I'm going to talk about something, and I'm going to sound like a douchebag, but I'm going to say it because I don't care. My wife and I went on our honeymoon to a place where people go on their honeymoons.
Hawaii.
Hawaii on jet fuel. Like super Hawaii. Bora Bora. French Polynesia.
Yeah.
The economy was bad. The rates were good. We went.
Okay.
It was insane. It was absolutely insane because there was no one there.
Yeah.
Because the economy sucked.
This is what? 08?
Fuck. If there's a quiz, next thing you know, ask me, when her birthday is.
I would never.
We got married in. That would have been in 2010, maybe.
Okay.
Something like that.
Yeah.
12.
Yeah.
11. Some shit like that.
Sure.
Anyway,
it's a good 3-year window. You're good. Close enough.
Hey, we got married in July.
Hey, did I tell you happy anniversary this year?
Oh, thanks.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's cool. Anyway, so we go there, and the point is you fly from Los Angeles to Tahiti.
Okay.
And there's a real airport in Tahiti, and then you either stay there at the airport and catch. We didn't know, and we screwed up, but then so we went in a cool little like little Mitsubishi van, to this hotel, and it was nice, but that's not where we were staying. But it was still a nice hotel, and there were people that was their final destination, and it was pretty nice.
Yeah.
Then we go back to the airport the next day, and we get on a commuter plane.
Mm-hmm.
And if there's an ocean, the scary flying doesn't freak me out because I don't give a shit. You either drown or maybe magically float, like the dude in the river in New York, Sully, and you're okay.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So we get on the plane, and it's an okay plane, but there's like probably a couple chickens on the plane. Let's be honest.
it's Polynesia.
Yeah.
Or Tahiti.
And we fly to Bora Bora, which is an atoll, or it's like a fancy island. It's a rich person island.
An atoll.
Yeah. And there's an airport, which I don't know where the fuck they found enough shit to make an airstrip, right? Because there's a little donut in the middle of the ocean, right?
They directed it in.
So the plane lands and you're super stoked. It feels exotic and stuff like not like driving to downtown LA. It's like exotic.
Okay, yeah.
And lands, and it's casual. I mean, there are no buildings.
You fit right in. You got your board shorts on.
Yeah, and I was in good shape back then. I probably didn't even have a shirt. Like I was like ready to go. So anyway, and we're doing our shit. and you're getting your bags, but there's really nowhere to go. And then you go on a little boat to the hotel. It was baller, like not a little boat, a beautiful wooden watercraft.
Okay.
And we look back, my wife and I. Plane's there. It's white.
Yep.
That we just got off of because there's no place to park the planes because it's a one landing strip place.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Pilot, no shit at all. Pilot, kind of hanging like, the plane, the nose is kind of here, and he's kind of just here, right?
Yeah.
Spitting image, Kid Rock smoking a cigarette.
Yes.
And I'm just like, you have this whole scenario in your head of what this guy's life is like. And it's fucking epic, right? Because he looks like Kid Rock. He's smoking a cig. He just flew some plane. And he's like, yeah, I got the big jump. I got to go to Moorea and then back to Tahiti today. And that's this guy's whole life.
Yeah.
Whatever magic bullshit, like you had buddies that flew.
Yep.
They didn't get that gig.
No.
Like that's the gig.
No, my buddy that flies now currently.
You're right.
Steve.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much hates his life.
Yeah.
He flies from Eagle to LA.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
His boss will never watch this, so it's fine. Talk shit.
Right.
So she can get her nails done.
Okay.
Or her hair or
Okay.
whatever, fucking Botox
Right.
or whatever. And then from there to Scottsdale.
This is his boss or his wife?
His boss.
Okay.
To like check on the status of their home that they're fucking
Oh,
home or
he
whatever.
works. He's a private pilot.
He's a corporate jet pilot.
Okay.
He flies a
Yeah.
Falcon. And then Scottsdale, they look at the house that they're building or whatever, and then back to either Eagle
Okay.
or back to LA. And it's that triangle, that exotic triangle. So yeah, it's
Same thing.
same thing. Yeah.
And it's boring as fuck.
Yes.
And it's probably not a fun airplane to fly.
I mean, it's a cool airplane, but I feel like
It gets boring.
It has to get boring.
Your
I mean, it's
911
fast
is
and all
boring
that,
to drive
but
after a certain amount of time.
After a while, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
the thing's pretty freaking space age dialed in with electronics, but after a while, I mean, yeah, you just fly the thing.
Land,
yeah, yeah.
You know,
it's
you got to carry them. They got to do a little more.
It's like
manual
adaptive
labor, right?
cruise,
Oh, yeah.
right?
It's like the party boat in the Tesla.
Dude, it's not
you
that
press
much
a button,
fun
it drives you
to
home.
drive anymore. Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Yeah. That's. I mean, he's flying airplanes.
Yeah.
I mean, but I don't know. I don't like airplanes. I just got a flight canceled out. I'm not into flying.
Yeah, that's why you're here.
Yeah. Well, that's why I was been here.
Well,
I would have been here
that's
next
why-
weekend.
That's why you're
I'm
here
here
this
now.
weekend.
Yeah.
You were supposed to be in Tampa. I was
Florida.
supposed to be in Tampa,
We were all supposed to be in Tampa.
but your flight got canceled.
It was a hard cancel.
It was a
It
hard
got
cancel.
canceled,
You
like,
got pushed
cancel
around all
culture,
over
cancel.
and then cancel.
Like it was woke. Canceled.
And yeah. And then I self-canceled
Yeah.
as I had some stuff going
I
on here
bailed.
at the shop.
It was like, here's the deal.
I had to stay.
If they sent me a text, which is, your flight's been canceled.
Yeah.
And I'm already nervous about flying in, so I'm like, fuck, okay. And then they're like, we rebooked it. 3 hours later, they sent me another text. So I was flying from San Diego, California to Tampa, Florida in a direct flight, 4 hours and 42 minutes. One straight shot. That's the only thing I would book because I don't
That's
like
great.
the layover.
Yeah.
Because I know I'm going to get stuck in some shitty place. They go, we rescheduled your flight via text. This is a company that I booked my flight on Alaska because they had a good reputation before the door fell off.
Oh,
Okay, so I was pre-door fall off.
Yeah, pre-door.
Yeah.
Yep.
And they're like, you're going to fly from San Diego to Steamboat Springs, which, you know as well as I do. The Steamboat's not a thriving metropolis. It's probably got a little podunk airport.
The airport is not large.
It's Steamboat Springs.
Yeah.
Then from Steamboat to Seattle, which is,
The
I'm not really great with directions and stuff, but yeah.
Geography major
And
here,
then after I get to Seattle at whatever time, I can get the joy of an 11 o'clock red-eye flight to get to Tampa.
yeah.
And then with the time change and shit, I get there at 8 in the morning or something.
Which is also industry day.
Which is also the
when
day
you're
I have
supposed
to be there.
actually working.
And not shredded from that horrible travel day of 9 different meltdowns.
Yep.
That's me. Have you seen the movie Falling Down?
That's you.
That's me at that airport, that trip.
Yeah.
In jail.
Yeah.
100% in jail. Like I would 100% have. So I call the customer support line.
How'd that go?
The first time I called, over 2 hours, no response. Second time that same evening, they changed the flight, no response. Sunday morning, I get on it at 7. 3 hours and 8 minutes on the little timer on the phone when I hung up.
Yeah.
But I also get in chat because I'm pissed off. I'm like, did you go out of business? Are you guys okay? I'm like sending a bunch of shitty stuff, right? Because I don't care.
Yeah.
Then the chat bot gets in there.
Oh, yeah.
And they're like, can you please call? And I'm like, no, I've been on fucking hold for 9 hours. You go through the thing. How can I help you? Cancel flight. Because they won't let you rebook. You can't change your flight you have to call.
Yep.
And I'm not going to spend $1,500 on some other flight that's a shitty flight. I can't even get to LAX. And then, my friends were like, just get a different flight and then just fly. I'm like, dude, my psychological, like whatever I had, whatever gumption or interest or whatever I had to get on an airplane and fly someplace, that's long gone.
It departed the chat.
Because if I'm stuck in Dallas, which I was the one I didn't even want, but was better than Steamboat Springs, what the hell am I going to do in Steamboat Springs in the middle of winter with no ski gear, no snowboard, and no flights out of there during the winter with snowstorms?
Yeah.
And
you
then
can go to 8th Street Steakhouse. It's pretty cool.
For 3 weeks when they build new planes? Because apparently all the planes crashed or the doors
just
fell
come
off.
pick you up. So that's what we do.
That's a long drive.
It's 5 hours.
From here to Steamboat?
Yeah. I snowmobile up there a lot, so it's...
You're bougie. Who snowboards in Steamboat? Or snowmobiles in Steamboat?
North of Steamboat. North Route County. So Hunts Peak area.
I'm just saying. No way I'm getting on that flight.
Yeah.
No,
I was kind of on the fence on the whole deal because I had some stuff going on here, and I'm like, man, I should go to Tampa. I should go. And then everyone's like, oh, the weather's going to be shit.
It's going to rain.
And then you started hitting me up with all of this, like, my flights are getting canceled.
Right.
I think it's God's will.
You
to
pulled
stay,
the plug.
Whatever.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, I pulled the plug already. And you're like, yeah, that's it. I'm not going to Tampa.
I wanted to go. I just couldn't do it with the tools I had available to me. If they would have given me the flight that had the Dallas layover,
yeah,
I would have gone.
Yeah.
And I would have just been stuck in Dallas for 3 days.
So let's see who we got this. We got here because we're talking about planes.
Uh-huh.
You were going to buy the Albatross.
Yeah,
plane?
but that'd be cool.
Okay,
I wouldn't want to fly it though.
That's what you do with the money. Okay.
Well, no, I mean that wouldn't be my first choice.
Well, Baller House and the plane.
I'd give it all to charity.
Of course. But if you couldn't,
like because I reached the
because
max
you'd reach the max donation, whatever the charity.
I mean, what would you do with it?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I mean, I couldn't really want more in my life than I already have.
Hashtag blessed.
Blessed.
Yeah.
Hashtag live, laugh, love. That's
yeah. That's it.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, if you've got a ton of money and any interest in crap like houses, that's a good way to dump a lot of money on something.
Okay. Yeah.
But like, what would you do?
I wouldn't buy a house.
You have a house.
I'm not I have a 700 square foot apartment.
You have,
which is perfect.
New York style walk up.
Okay.
1 bedroom.
Yeah, you can pitch it like that.
Yeah.
What would I buy? Dude, I've always fantasized about certain things when it comes to buildings. So I like buildings.
Right.
Don't get me wrong. But it's mostly industrial stuff.
Like you want a warehouse.
Military stuff. Yeah, warehouse type stuff. I'm always I'm fascinated by Amazon distribution centers or fulfillment centers.
You want one of those?
No.
Because you like the orange fucking tape on the floor. The
I
yellow
do
tape.
like that. That's cool.
You like the caution tape.
But I think what would be rad would be to buy like an abandoned military base with an airstrip and hangars and build a super baller hangar
for rich people.
Cave, right? So I'd have like it'd look run down and like decommissioned military stuff on the outside, but you walk in and then it's a super baller epoxy floor.
All epoxy. What color though? Something cool.
Well, it's gonna have sparkles and shit in it, or it's gonna
metal
be
flake epoxy,
like marbly.
Yeah,
it's
like
terrazzo. It's gonna be
kinda,
super cool. Yeah, but with all, I'm a car guy, so I'd have a lot of cars. I'd have a lot of bikes in there.
Yeah,
inside on the floor,
what
and then
plane?
Up above.
What plane?
Probably something small.
No, like one of those things that Top Gun, the Tom Cruise one. Like the F-16 or whatever it is.
No.
You wouldn't want that?
No.
You don't think that'd be fun?
I mean, sure, it'd be fun. I don't want to have to fucking maintain it.
You're not maintaining it, bro. You're a baller. You just get in and fly it every once in a while.
Yeah, and then you got to get current. It's a whole thing, dude.
You make your own rules. You got your own airstrip, bro.
Yeah,
and it shoots little missiles.
I don't want to die flying my dumb jet around.
Dude, you would absolutely die.
For sure.
There's no way you could fly that.
No.
You'd have to practice on the computer for at least a week.
I mean, yeah.
With the joystick.
Week and a half,
everything.
most likely,
with
yeah.
With
but anyways, I'm not going to buy the plane.
Okay, no plane.
I got the cars, the bikes,
All
right? And then I'd have an upstairs super baller penthouse apartment. But it wouldn't be big. I don't need a house. Okay, so that's scenario 1. Or scenario 2, that plus the baller pad is actually a decommissioned missile silo that's been turned into a super
baller,
badass
subterranean.
Yes.
Kind of like Batman.
Batman
without
style,
the whole
like you drive the
thing
car
where you
into
save
like
people.
the
Yeah.
totally nondescript
Like
building,
that thing in the movies
and then
where
it
that
turns
one
out
mountain
to
in
be
Colorado.
an elevator, and it's like,
yeah, that'd be
and
cool.
then boom, there
That'd
you
be
are.
cool.
That'd be super cool.
You know what would
Something
suck?
like that.
If
But
you lived there and you forgot something at the store and you had to, you went
damn
down
it.
and
Here
you
we
had
go.
to turn
Yeah, you
around
gotta
and
go
go
back
get the
up.
milk. Yeah, that'd be
And
annoying.
you're like, I don't want to climb the fire.
And
pole
honestly, dude,
all the way
Uber
back
Eats
up.
would never bring shit to your house, and the Amazon guy would.
No, I
hate
wouldn't
you.
want him to. Yeah.
What if you needed stuff from Amazon?
I'd send a runner.
Oh, you'd have a runner
Yeah, I'd have a runner. I'd have a parts runner.
for just whatever stuff.
Yeah, just stuff.
A
things.
helper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A gopher. That's what we call them.
Okay.
Gophers. That's what you were doing in the shop today.
Yeah.
Yeah, gopher.
I
was like,
swept
yeah,
too.
could I get
did
another
some sweeping.
Could I get another
I did some sweeping.
Could I get another set of rivets?
Yeah, well, I'm gonna
I
go
need
to
a
rivets.
9/16. You're like, what's that?
What's that? Fractions. Fractions. American fractions.
I don't
You
think
know
I'd,
what'd be
I don't think
cool?
I'd buy the yacht though. I don't need a yacht. And
Here's
I
the
don't
deal
need
with
a
a
jet.
yacht. Seems boring.
A yacht's super boring.
You know
Plus,
what would
I
be-
spent plenty of time on the ocean
Yeah.
on ships with people. And
If you bought a
enough.
helicopter, would you jump out of it just for old time's sake?
Yeah, I'd be like, hey, bro, you got the controls. Roger, you have the controls. I'm out.
Like, and then, and what
Sorry.
you know would be cool though, dude.
Yeah.
Like, let's just say magically, let's paint a little hypothetical.
Okay.
Let's say magically, you magically were just rich as hell, okay? And you bought a helicopter, right?
Richer than I am right now.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Oh.
You're rich in spirit, but like I'm
Okay.
talking in
all right,
money.
All right. Oh, USD.
So you buy a helicopter, and somehow you get a helicopter that's not like a Huey or some shit, but like it looks like a cool Bell or whatever,
No,
like rich guys.
like
are.
an H60.
Well, I don't
Like
know
a
all the
Black
terms.
Hawk, just like
A
what's his
civilian
name?
Black Hawk.
The Diesel Brothers got. What's Dave?
Oh, I
Dave?
don't- okay.
Dave.
Anyway.
Or- yeah.
So, but you get something that doesn't have like a full military thing. It's just got a slidey door, okay,
Okay. Slidey door.
and like a minivan.
Electric one, like you push the
No,
button.
those always break. Those always break.
I have one.
You
They
got
suck.
a manual.
They're
So
great
anyway-
when they work. They never.
And
work.
you have two uptight dudes flying, pilots or girls or whoever flies, but they have like little suits on and shit because you're a rich guy, and you have like a fucking like suit on, like a business suit, right?
I do.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you're-
Why? Would I
Because
have a
just
fucking-
because you look like a grown up, you don't have a mullet, you look like a professional man.
This is
Hang on, let me finish. And you're flying somewhere like over from Malibu to Zuma Beach or something, like something where rich people fly because they're too lazy to drive.
yeah.
And they fly, and you're flying, and you're like, hey, Steve, could you just drop it down to whatever feet, 50 feet, 70
Yeah.
feet,
Well,
the
it's
guy
a little lower than that.
whatever it is,
Yeah.
10 feet, whatever the
Yeah,
fuck
yeah.
it is. And the guy doesn't want to do it, but you're like, just do it or whatever.
Just do it.
Just do
Throw
it.
it into a hover here.
And then can we just hover? Because I think I lost my seashell, and I think I see it in the bottom of the ocean.
Seashell. Yeah.
Yeah,
cool.
whatever,
All right.
And the dude hovers because they don't know, and you just zing open the door and jump the fuck out.
Yeah.
That would melt their brains.
That would be
Because
awesome.
normal
In a
people,
suit.
normal people in business suits don't jump out of fully
That's some
functioning
James Bond
helicopter.
bit.
That's some
Bond
James
shit, right?
Bond shit.
Yeah.
Because how many times have you jumped out of helicopters?
Quite a few.
Hundreds.
Not hundreds. We don't do hundreds of jumps. You don't actually get to jump that many times.
You sit around and wait to jump.
Yeah,
Okay, but you've jumped out of a helicopter more than anyone we know.
for sure.
Okay, so you could still probably bang one out for old times.
It's easy.
And you know how to
just
put your
jump.
feet up or whatever
Yeah,
you
all
do
the-
when you
yeah,
jump out of
it's
helicopters,
easy.
right?
Yeah.
And then you'd be like, they would have to come and rescue you with the jet skis or something.
Yeah.
Because they wouldn't have the helicopter, wouldn't have the little thing.
Oh, I'd
The
make
boom.
sure I had the hoist on it.
Then they would know it's not a civilian helicopter.
God damn it.
It ruins the story.
Okay.
But anyway, that would be cool.
Helicopters,
wouldn't jump out of
helicopters
that.
are cool. I would much rather have a helicopter
That'd be cool.
than a jet.
That would because it would just be cool.
I would do a jet if I had to travel to from a
Like
job.
if you had to take a meeting in Bora Bora,
Yeah, I guess I'll
and
have
you're
to
like,
go
I
to
got a meeting in Bora Bora, and I
Okay.
gotta. Ooh.
Yeah, I mean, it just makes sense from a time standpoint.
I have a conference
But
at the
if
Four
it's like,
Seasons
hey,
again.
you got a lot of money, you can go just do whatever you want.
And you just want something
go
fun
buy
to
something
do.
fun to do. Helicopter all the way. 'Cause
Like-
you can ski out of it. You can.
Where would you live?
Oh man,
Let's say would you still live in Montucky?
I do like it here.
So let's say you lived in Montucky and you were bored. You
Mm-hmm.
could fly to Telluride to the airport
Sure.
and then not get an Uber because they don't have any Uber or cabs there. And then go eat food there for lunch.
Yeah, I would definitely not go to Telluride to do that though.
You could though.
You could.
You could fly to Grand Junction and go to Target. How rad would that be?
Yeah, Target and Junction is.
You
baller.
fly there to get some shampoo.
Right. Okay.
in your Blackhawk.
Is it on sale? It's on sale.
Hopefully.
Shampoo.
I mean, you're not made of
I gotta
money.
put jet fuel in there. Jeez.
It just costs like more than that. Probably just costs like $100,000 to fly that thing, right? Because you have to rebuild the propellers and shit.
Yeah,
you
it's
know,
like
whatever.
I mean, you get a lot of hours before you have to rebuild all that stuff.
Well, whatever, dude.
It's fine.
But that would be good. You could get a helicopter.
I think a helicopter would be where it's at.
It's more impressive because you fly to the airport, no one knows. You fly in a helicopter, you can land wherever like at the thing. Like, let's say you want to go to the Iowa caucus to watch it unfold live.
Right? How'd that go, anyways?
It was
cool.
It's great. Yeah,
cool.
But
you're gonna make me a lot of followers on this channel right now.
You could fly there.
Yeah,
and you could fly there and land in the school playground parking lot or wherever they hold the elections, and you could just be the person that landed in your helicopter.
The only bummer with the helicopter is the range. You can't go that far because they're slow.
Get it extended
in comparison. S&B, I'll call those guys up.
Dude, you guys make.
You got a tank for a H60?
What's that? It's
a Sikorsky. I don't know if you ever heard of them. It's no big deal.
They make elevators too, don't they?
Yeah, I need to hold like another, like 3,000 pounds of JP8.
Is that okay?
Deal. Yeah.
Could you make that for me?
Yeah.
Roto mold that?
Let me get my scanners. Cayman's like, I'll be over with the scanner.
And then you'd be in. And that'd be acceptable. That would be a good way to waste money. How much is a helicopter?
I have no idea.
15
actually.
million?
No, not
More?
No, I don't think so. Hold on. Should we Google this?
We should Google this.
We should.
This is actually important.
Here we go. All right. We're Googling this.
Because I think it's, certainly less money than a F-16 or whatever. That's what I think.
Oh, dude, it doesn't like my phone, that's for sure. H60. Let's just go Black Hawk.
Civilian.
Price. Oh, $6 million.
Really?
Yeah, it's easy. Dude, why don't you buy one now?
People spend $6 million on like old paintings.
Yeah. Who the fuck does that?
People spend like $6 million on like shopping malls to buy a shopping mall.
Yeah.
You could have a helicopter or an entire shopping mall that generated revenue. Like, you could make money.
No.
But or have a helicopter.
Definitely makes way
you know
more
what'd be
sense.
cool?
Yeah.
Is if you got a helicopter, all you would ever want to do, you know how like you got your first motorcycle?
Yeah.
Whenever that was. And all you wanted to do was see what dumb friend of yours would get a motorcycle too, so you had a motorcycle buddy.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Car van buddy, whatever it is.
Yep.
You would need to find a helicopter buddy. Where do you find a helicopter buddy?
Facebook?
There's got to be a
helicopter clubs?
Owners and wannabes.
There's like 3 people.
But that'd be cool. You could have like a little helicopter gang. And when you're bored,
y'all fly formation to places.
How cool would that be?
That'd be super cool. Flying formation is actually pretty cool.
That would be pretty cool, right?
Yeah.
And you could kind of like stick out the window.
Yeah, you can.
Would it have the gun?
Of course it would have the gun.
And you could let the full 9. You could rip the full 9.
Yeah, absolutely.
We talked about that today.
Yeah, we did.
I wonder if
The
that's
full 9
true, what I
yards.
told you. It
Probably.
sounds believable.
It sounds believable.
I think it's believable.
Yeah.
We can Google that later, but I'm positive.
Somebody can chime in on the comments.
It's more believable
this is
than
actually
the K-Cup
the
thing.
bonus.
Oh, this is
the
the bonus round.
question. If you answer in the comments below whether the origin of
just what it is.
What is the origin of
the term or the phrase?
The full 9 yards.
The full 9 yards.
So answer that in the comments below accurately.
And you will get
I'll send you a gift card for $250 to Adrenaline Vans.
in US dollars.
In US dollars.
To Adrenaline Vans.
Yeah.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah, but they got to make it all the way into the podcast
This
here.
has been like 5 minutes.
Somebody's going to cheat and like skip ahead or something and then like answer it.
If you started watching this, let's just be honest.
I'm shutting it off at set 5 minutes
which is true,
in.
but let's say you started this.
Okay.
And you got that little circle button that gets me through movies.
Yeah.
That little thing where you're like, dude, it's actually an hour and a half. Nope, it's really 14 minutes. And I don't need more.
Yep.
No one that watches this podcast or listens to it, let's be honest.
There's going to be like 7 people that make it to the end.
That seems like a lot.
That's a lot, dude. Speaking of that, I'm always blown away by customers that come in. And thank you all for watching my dumb YouTube videos.
Yeah, that's rad.
But I am blown away every single day somebody comes in the shop. And, I go meet them, whatever, that we're going to do stuff to their van. And I'm like, hey, did you see this one thing that we do? And they're like, oh yeah, I'm all caught up. I watched all your videos, dude. I'm like, all my yeah, I watched them all. I watched the one you did with this guy and this, and then I watched the one you posted yesterday, and they've watched them all.
Here's the deal. I think that's cool.
It's cool.
And here's why I think it's cool.
It's cool.
Is not to be rude, you're just a regular random dude, right?
Yeah.
Like you're an interesting dude and all that, but you're not spectacularly like whatever it would be.
Right.
It's the fact that people, and it sounds really cheesy to say it, but I truly believe it. When you're into something, and not everyone's into it. It's a little niche. It's a little very quirky,
very
whatever.
Niche, yeah.
But the people that somehow gravitate towards that one thing, it could be a band or mullet hairstyles, in 2023, whatever, something that's like a little quirky.
That's like the 7th time you brought up my hair.
I'm just going to talk about it because I have to look at the fucking thing.
You don't have to look at it. You just look at the bottom of it, dude. I could have just long hair.
At the business end of it.
I could just have long hair. That's the party end.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's move on from that.
Moving on.
So people that are into whatever thing and then slightly become obsessed with that thing and they want to consume content, that's the coolest thing about the internet.
Yeah.
Is like when we were younger, or me at least, you had magazines.
Yep.
Maybe you had a couple friends that shared your thing, and like mine was skateboarding, right? And I grew up in a place where skateboarding wasn't really a thing because I grew up in a farm field in Illinois, But
yeah.
Oh my God, these other kids are sort of into it. Thrasher, Transworld, but Thrasher was always cooler, but then Transworld. But every magazine, everything, you memorize the page, and I could probably tell you what was on a cover now, because you were so into that thing.
Yep.
And the people that's why you have a job. That's why you own a business. That's why your business is here, because people think the thing that you think is cool
is cool.
Is cool.
Yeah.
And that's cool.
Yeah. Imagine what this space would look like if we didn't have the internet.
It would look like the 70s when the 70s vans were here. That was cool.
It was cool. And that was a huge thing that most people don't know about. I don't
Custom
know about
vans
it because
in the 70s?
I wasn't born yet, but
So I was born in 72. So I'm old, very
Can't
old.
do the math on
yeah,
that.
I know it's old.
Jesus
You know how
Christ.
when you do your birth date, and like sign up for your bank account,
and you're like scrolling. You're like, where the fuck is it?
and then you're like, there's no way on Earth. I've scrolled 15 times.
Yeah. There it is.
There it is.
Son of a bitch.
Old. So
Made the cutoff though.
when I was in kindergarten, right? If I would have lived someplace with cooler parents, the cool parents had those vans.
Yeah.
Shag carpet.
Oh yeah.
Fucking
Yeah.
zebras killing
The little
unicorns with mermaids,
moon windows,
all that cool
yeah.
stuff.
Yep.
And I remember playing soccer, and one of the coaches had one of those vans.
Yep.
And we rode to a soccer game. I don't really remember the details. But it's literally like all of these kids in a van with a dude that may or may not have a shirt on that certainly 100% has cut off Levi jeans shorts.
Yeah.
I grew up in a place where it probably didn't reek like weed, but it probably reeked like weed or whatever, right? In the back of the whole soccer team in the back of this van, there's no seats back there, dude.
No.
It's all shag carpet and bad decisions.
Yes.
That's awesome. And that was a thing. Like, that was the whole thing for, like,
a decade? Was it a thing for a decade?
Yeah, probably 77. All of the 70s.
Yeah.
Once Vietnam ended, and dudes came back and they had some money to burn, get a cool van, cruise around when you're cut off Levi jean short. That's cool. It's cooler than what we're doing.
Yeah.
It's way cooler than what we're doing.
This thing we're doing now with vans.
Yeah.
What's this gonna look like?
What's this shape out to be?
5 years. The van thing. I had a van before it was super cool to have a van.
Mm-hmm. Same.
I had a van because I raced motorcycles, and so
Right.
it just makes sense. But then it became a thing. It's a thing. So now what? How long does this last?
Here's the deal, though, and like obviously we're both biased because our incomes are derived from vans. I think some of it, the fluffy stuff that's stupid, isn't always going to be a thing.
Sure.
But when you break it down to its purest essence, we're in the RV business. I tell it to people all the time, and we like to think we're doing cool van shit, but we're in the RV business.
There are RVs.
RVs are always going to be popular in the U.S. and Europe as well, but because it makes sense.
Yeah.
These little baby, small, easy to drive, easy
Miniature
to park,
RVs. Yeah.
they're not really horribly built. Like the The engine doesn't blow up all the time. They're actually pretty good. They're really functional car substitutes.
Sure.
So someone can own...
You can daily your RV.
I don't even own another car.
Yeah,
we have
exactly.
2 cars right now, unfortunately.
You don't own another car?
My wife has a car, and I have a giant van. There's no third vehicle.
What?
It's sad.
You live in La Jolla. How do you not have...
I don't live in La Jolla, bro.
Sorry.
I live
Carlsbad. Whatever.
20 miles away from
Okay,
there.
fine.
I live with the poors.
You're rich, bro.
I'm not rich.
You
I'm
have
rich in
2
spirit.
cars?
I'm rich in spirit.
Okay.
Point of the matter is, it's not a giant RV that you have to store and maintain like a 5th wheel trailer or Airstream or like a big Class A. So people don't have to mess around. It's not like a boat. Like, right? If you're really into the boat,
store the
you
boat.
use
You
it.
got to dry dock.
But if you're not into using the boat, all it is the thing that eats money that you never use that you have to clean and you hate.
Yep.
Regular RVs are like that kind of.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
If you're avid and you use it, you don't care. It's never going away. Yeah. I think personally the thing with vans is they're accessible, they're usable, they're expensive for sure. That they're easy enough to use that people use them, and when they use them, they're into them, and when people are using them, they want to buy them. And then we have all the good stuff of the internet, the resources of, hey, there's a cool like I slept at the Cracker Jack or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
But there's no internet, you would never be like, let's go sleep at the stupid Cracker Jack, Cracker Barrel.
Right.
Like you would never know that.
Right.
But the internet says you can do that. And then all the stuff where we do a little more off-roady stuff off the beaten path with not in the parking lot, no one would ever know about that. Sure. And now you do. And now they're even more usable. So they're popular, but they're popular for a reason.
Right.
Like I have a friend, and I'm not going to say his name because I rag on him all the time for it. He rides mountain bikes. That's his thing, his passion. Yeah. He likes Mercedes. He owns a diesel similar, like a W211 or whatever, like yours.
Oh, yeah. Mine's a 210.
He has a 211.
Oh, he does?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it doesn't matter. And then they own a wagon. So he likes that, and he doesn't care about how good things are. He owns a Land Rover by choice. So, whatever, anything, you can buy anything.
Yeah.
He's an avid mountain biker. Avid. Weekend trips to Utah from California.
Jeez.
They go to BC every year. Mountain biking is really fun. It's also really smelly.
Yeah.
It'd be like if you traveled to play hockey, but you didn't shower. It'd be the grossest thing in the world. And no offense to all the avid mountain bikers.
Yep.
You smell. Your stuff smells gross. You need to shower.
Yeah.
You can't do 2 days in a row of mountain biking. It's gross.
It's bad.
A little shower in your thing. And mountain bikes, good ones are 10 to 15 Gs. A good mountain bike is more than a good motorcycle.
Yes.
Which is insane.
It's insane, but it's true.
KTM or whatever cool guy mountain bike. The Yamaha, the dirt bike downstairs, the Yamaha.
Yeah.
Brand new, is that 8 Gs?
No, it's 10.
It's 10 Gs, but it's top class. It's a kick-ass bike.
Yeah, it's a championship winning bike.
10 Gs.
Yeah.
10 Gs doesn't get you the kick-ass championship winning
mountain bike. No, it
gets
gets you the mountain bike that's sitting down there next to it,
10
which
Gs.
is like, no, that one, I think that was like 7. It was a
Doesn't
year
matter.
old, whatever. It's not anywhere near the top of the line.
And that, one has a motor, an engine.
Yeah.
And suspension, and a big-ass aluminum swing arm, and one's got some carbon fiber.
Right.
Which is basically fabric, if we simplify it.
With some resin.
It's fabric. It's fiber. It's modern
fabric
fiberglass.
with,
like, who cares?
with glue.
Yeah. But it's not like titanium. It's not made out of gold. It's made out of a material.
Yeah.
The thing is, how many YZs or whatever that thing is are they going to sell? How many Yamahas? A lot.
Mm-hmm.
How many of that mountain bike are they going to sell? Not a lot.
Right.
But if I have a bike, 2 bikes, and I drive to go ride my bike, I don't want to sleep in a tent afterwards because I'm old. And I want to sleep inside my comfortable van with a heater and 2 refrigerators and a shower.
Yep.
And it's got like little things to cook food and crap. That's what I want to do. So the lifestyle that a lot of different people are going to use a van for is there. So I think that the market changes and a lot of things happen for sure. Do I think there's a lot of people that are in it for the money, and then there's not that much money really. Like it's not like making Jeep parts or building cool Jeeps. It's just not like that.
Yep.
People see it from the outside and it's expensive. And the reason it's expensive is if you make a bunch of stuff in America, in the US, it's expensive. You have overhead, you have a real shop.
It's a great point with the Jeeps for an example. I mean, we work in an industry that consumes us. It's all we see and do, right? And so we think that there's a lot of them out there because we see vans all day, every day. Right. But you're going to make the company you work for might make so many widgets,
Yeah.
right, of this thing,
Right.
and you're like, fuck, that's a lot of
Lots
that's a
of-
lot of
lot of
parts.
those
That's a lot of
things, yeah.
parts. But then you look at mainstream Jeep lift kit manufacturer or whatever other aftermarket thing for Jeeps, and they're making 10x that or more.
Oh, they're like, we
More.
did our 100,000th
And so
Rubicon this year.
yeah, and so you've got that going on.
Yeah.
And of course the van stuff's gonna be more money because
It has to.
economies of scale. Because you can't. I mean, it's like doing one-off stuff. People are like, oh, hey, can you do this one-off custom
Sure.
thing? Sure, it just costs a lot of money
Because it took 9 days.
it's a ton of time
Right.
and it's one thing, so same deal with the vans. I think you get a lot of people that are like, oh, that's just crazy expensive. I would never
Right.
spend that on a bumper. And you're like, it is what it is. I promise you I'm not making near the margin that the Jeep bolt-on company is making on that freaking bumper, because that company's making 1,000 of them a year,
Right.
or whatever,
Well, a lot
5,000,
more. Yeah.
10 times 20 times more than they
I
are
agree
making
with
the van bumpers. I think that's part of why the industry is so expensive.
There's a perception that everything's a ripoff. They call it the van tax. And
the
whatever.
van tax,
But
and
that's not
it's
true, though.
Mercedes and all, and it's truly it's not.
So-
I mean, and I think a lot of consumers actually have no idea that the margins in our industry
are way worse than the Jeep
they're
shop down the street.
horrible. Like if
They're-
you look at business in general, you
Right.
look, manufacturing
Right.
and resale of
Right.
manufactured off-road
Right.
products, our margins are by far the worst.
The best possible thing that all of us could do that make van parts is to actually just become T-shirt companies.
Yes.
That's the best possible thing.
Yes.
$20 T-shirt costs you $10.
Yep. There you go.
Perfect.
50. Like, I mean, that's more margin than I make on literally anything.
And there's
I sell.
nothing downstairs that's like that.
No.
But let's say you had a bunch of van stuff going on, and you also had a lot of mass market stuff, Tacoma
Sure.
or Jeep stuff. Every single bumper that you put on a Jeep would be more profitable for you margin wise,
Right.
because there's more of them, and they're making so many more. They don't even build that many of these vans. Like Mercedes only builds
Right.
so many of these vans. And when in 2015 was the first year that there was a 4x4 Sprinter in the
Yeah.
U.S. They had 3,000 that they brought to the U.S.
Right.
That seems like a big number.
It's not.
It's not a big number. So there weren't that many vans to actually build stuff for vans.
Mm-hmm.
There weren't that many vans. It's like, how many people make exhaust systems for this car? Like 4.
Yeah.
And it costs $53,000 because they're hand welded titanium for the one McLaren. There's 3 guys that own this car.
Yeah. That's my car, by the way.
Yeah, it's very nice.
The one that's printed on there, anyways.
I'm not that into the blue.
Shocker. After we just had a 45-minute rant
I like
about
the aqua though. The aqua's cool. You know, like that's a little better.
That's a sexy car.
That's a sexy.
Mostly, it's a sexy photo because the rain and everything, the overcast. I dig. It's just a
basically it's got some safety.
yeah.
some
So you
lights,
know where to
which
go. Yeah.
You like those lines on the floor.
I like order. Okay. I like a system.
Okay,
I like. Yeah. I don't know.
I get it.
It's. I guess it's the military in me still.
You
you
like
know?
someone telling you where you can and can't stand. And you
No,
want to tell other people where they can and
Yeah,
can't
I like to
stand.
tell people where they can and can't stand.
You just
let's
want.
be
Here's the
honest.
deal. Even if you could go up to the thing downstairs that's roped off, by the floor.
Yeah.
That's marked off, and touch it, and it wouldn't blow up the world.
Right.
You would still want to have that, so you can just say you can't go touch that thing.
You make me sound like a dictator or something here.
You just got
I
floor,
feel
you
like
got
I'm-
floor issues too.
I feel like I'm relatively easygoing.
Until it comes to floors, and then
Okay,
you're kind of a
well,
dictator.
then
You're
yeah.
kind of a dictator. You
Wow.
do dictator things.
Yeah.
We have a friend whose kid's name is Potato. But we
Who?
won't.
No.
Micah's kid's name is Potato. No, it has a real name. His kid has a name. So
Wait,
when I
is
first,
this his kid?
yes.
Okay.
When I first met Micah, he's like, "Yeah, I got a kid," and I'm like, oh, "Okay, cool. What's his name?" He's like, "Potato,"
Oh,
and it was
cool.
just like, and then walk away and do something else for 3 hours,
Yeah. Yeah. Go.
and you're like,
Yeah. Interesting.
and then you're trying to figure out like, that's a unique name. I like it more than
I would-
David, but it
I
would be
would name a
embarrassing
kid
for me
Potato.
now because
No,
my
dude,
body
I
shape.
would.
Yeah.
I would name a kid Potato for sure.
It's a cool name, right?
It's a cool name.
and I'm just like,
Tater.
okay. And then you're like, what's your kid's name? He's like, it's whatever his name. It's like a regular name, like, Cameron or Camden or, Caden or something. It's like a regular name.
Yeah.
Okay. And then you meet the kid and you're like, oh, potatoes, but totally works. That works for me.
That works.
Cute kid. Yeah. Really cute kid. Just got a dirt bike, by the way.
I saw
that. Mom's not that. I don't think mom's that so.
She'll get over it.
I mean, he needs a dirt bike.
Until the first trip to the ER, then she'll really.
Have you seen that kid? That's gonna be the first of many.
Yes. But it's awesome.
It's awesome, dude.
I support the dirt bike.
I'm like he's doing a wheelie down the street in a diaper on a dirt bike
with nothing else on. Just diaper and
just diaper.
Yeah.
With the top knot.
Yes. That kid's awesome.
So cool. But yeah, so that's a good name. When we first, I was just like, okay, cool. I can dig that. I like that. It's cool. It's just a cool name.
Yep.
And you can call your kid Potato, and that makes me jealous. But I think that's that. Dude, where are we at? What time is it?
It's getting late.
Have we been doing this for more than 32 minutes?
Yeah, we're at least 35 minutes in.
Dude, maybe we should tap out.
We should call it a night.
I think we're done.
Shut down the shop.
Just quickly.
Yeah.
For all the people still here.
God.
I'm more worried about you than us.
Absolutely, because if you're still watching this,
So we had a couple challenges in here.
Yes. 3-question challenge early on in the show. That was like 40 or halfway point or something.
Yeah. And then
the final question was, what was the final question?
Whole 9 yards?
Yes. The whole 9 yards.
So message, don't put it in the comments so that someone else can get it. Message Tim
on we can't message on YouTube, can you?
Yeah, comments.
Well, yeah, but that's not a message. Everybody else can read it. Email me.
No, the first person to comment.
Yeah, the first person.
Dude, how dumb are we?
Jesus Christ.
Jeez, dude. Wow. First person to comment
first time on
with
YouTube.
The correct origin of that phrase
or the whole 9 yards.
Gets,
and the answer to the 3 questions previously.
Oh, you need them both.
You got to have all.
I mean, if you're getting $250 gift card, you have to be here for the whole 3 hours or whatever this is.
You've got to suffer with us.
You suffer with us for 3 hours.
4 questions. Put it in the comment. The first person to put all 4 answers in a comment
wins the grand prize.
You get the full swag pack
and the $250.
And the
And the first person that only made it to the first 3 questions gets the swag pack.
Yeah.
This was an expensive podcast.
Good thing you're paying for it. You said you were going to donate the gift card.
I brought my own beer.
What?
2 beers.
You did bring steaks.
I brought steaks.
You brought baller
and
steaks.
I brought dirt that's on your floor. And you love shit on your floor.
I'm going to go clean the floor now.
Should we go sweep? You want to go sweep?
Yeah, I'm going to go sweep before. Otherwise, I'm not going to sleep tonight.
Sweep and then sleep?
Sweep and sleep.
Is it past 9?
Yeah,
cheers.
Thanks for being here.
All right.
Good to see you.
Later.
Later.